your home for Aggies basketball.
All the way to the basket. Lay it up and in, counted and one.
KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, big news today. The UFL announced that they are leaving San Antonio. They say stadium constraints and wanting to play in smaller venues as part of the reason. Well, tonight's San Antonio Sports Star High School football game of the week is the Warren Warriors against the Stevens Falcons. It all gets started at 7 o'clock with the pregame show on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM. UTSA on the road at Temple. They kick at noon.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a football Friday. And as usual on a Friday during football season, what a nice high school football stadium. Today, Gus Stadium. Big game tonight. The Warren Warriors, the Stevens Falcons. Jason Minix will have the call for you right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He is Jason Minix. I'm Joe Reinagel. Hope everybody's having a great Friday out there.
It's a football Friday. It's a Friday, one of the best days of the week next to Saturday.
Well, and of course, Wednesday's the best.
Sure. Our vote said no.
What do those guys know?
Four options. It was number 4. And, we are here at Gus Stadium. A great stadium that holds about 9,600 people.
Right.
And you look at a stadium like this, they don't sell beer, but this is the kind of stadium, the size that the UFL wants to go to. And with that in mind, announced today that the San Antonio Brahmas are gone.
Surprising news in a way, and maybe not in another. It kind of sucks because
it does.
I mean, the Brahmas had a lot of support here from the fans here in San Antonio. It's just, well, they're looking for smaller venues is what they say.
Yeah, the new guy that came in with a lot of money, and obviously he has a lot of say, wants smaller stadiums that look full and fun. What I find interesting is, and I'm going to guess that they did their due diligence on stadiums. The original UFL and XFL, they're made for TV products. They weren't as concerned about people in stands. Don't get me wrong. They wanted to sell a bunch of tickets. And San Antonio was really high in attendance next to St. Louis. They were second there. They never got the numbers that the old Commanders got. But this new guy, and the reason I say I'm surprised but not that long ago, I was talking with some people about stadium options in San Antonio. And I was thinking, down the road with Project Marvel, when the Alamo Dome is getting renovated, what alternate places would they have? But I also know that there were some questions about dates this year for this upcoming season. If you remember last year, they only ended up with 4 home games because the Alamo Dome wasn't available. They weren't priority 1 in the Alamo Dome. And so they only had 4 home games last year instead of 5. And I talked about Alamo Stadium. I talked about Toyota Field as possibilities. But, that 10,000 seat stadium, which is what they specifically asked for, 2+2 now, is making a lot more sense. It wasn't down the road. It was crap. This might be sooner rather than later. Now, I will say, I'm going to guess that the local staff caught very off guard by this news today because they have been out doing a lot of outreach over the last several weeks. They've been at a lot of events recently.
Well, it's just weird. It sounds like it was just a decision that was recently made. There were a couple of other teams at Memphis and Michigan.
Memphis and Michigan
that also got their franchises pulled.
And there was talk of expansion. And and my guess is now some of these franchises will relocate. It just sucks for San Antonio that here comes another team to, our list of pro franchises is starting to look like the starting quarterback list for the Cleveland Browns, as you want to put them up there. And I really thought after the UFL made year 3 that they were in it for the long haul in San Antonio, because San Antonio did not struggle with attendance or merchandise or fan support. And, go back to the old Commanders days. That was considered spring football, but hell, that was winter. We went to a lot of places where it was cold as hell. And so attendance was low. Well, who wants that? Like, I remember we were in Birmingham. Pledge was on that trip. There were 17 tornadoes. It was cold. It was nasty. And they had like 600 people in the building. But Birmingham had great fan attendance, but they didn't come to the games. They had more people showing up at their coach's show than they did at the game because they had to sit outside at the old Iron Bowl.
Yeah. Well, look, it's just unfortunate, and it leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. And I say that because, you just mentioned it. We have a long list of these franchises that come and go. And it's almost like, well, if there's another one that pops up, immediately they're going to think of San Antonio. And when is the point where you say, no, we just don't want it anymore?
Well, sometimes it depends on what kind of support they're getting from the city and who's in the mayoral chair at that point. Because I know Ron Nuremberg pushed hard once we lost the Commanders to get the Brahmas in. At the same time, I don't know if this has anything to do with our current mayor, to be honest.
I don't think so.
This is a new influx of cash to the league that has a different vision that didn't align with the other one. And I've heard some rumblings about that, but I always thought San Antonio was safe. But obviously it not. And the other part that sucks is, my friends that work in their front office, they've got decisions they have to make, or maybe decisions were made for them, and that part of it sucks too. I'll never forget when the Commanders went out. We were all drinking at the friendly spot downtown, and Daryl Johnston, at one point picked up the tab for everybody and then left, and then I got the rest of it because, that was a side gig for me. Other people, their jobs were done.
Right.
And they found out a very tough way, and you feel for the people that work for the organization who are likely out of a job today. Now, I don't know if the league's going to take care of them and give them the opportunity to move, but then you have to decide, do you want to move?
Well, that's exactly right. And you assume that they're going to go somewhere. Look, I get the Alamo Dome's got to make money. So they don't want to pass things up other deals, and I get that. And I don't know what the Brahmas or the UFL was paying the Alamo Dome to play there, but I really don't blame the Alamo Dome, but it was too big of a venue for the UFL. I always thought Alamo Stadium would be perfect, but then you've got the beer issue, and I'm not sure how you get around that. That would be a good spot. I don't know. UIW is another spot, but that might be too small.
And again, it would be too small, but it would be packed and it would be fun. You go back and you think about, when UIW with Eric Morris and Cam Ward were in the playoffs, and you go to that stadium and it's packed. That's a lot of fun. Yeah. And a great game day atmosphere. I look at Toyota Field. Can they somehow convert that into football?
Sure,
I don't know what all goes into all that kind of stuff, but I know that the FCS National Championship for years was played at the soccer stadium in Dallas, and throw up a couple of goalposts and paint the field, and you could have a lot of fun there.
Well, wasn't that football game in Dublin was played in a soccer stadium?
That was.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was. So, I mean, when you look at it, there are ways for San Antonio to make this work. But then I go and say, okay, did the UFL go down those roads and financially it didn't make sense? I don't know. Obviously, I've reached out to some people that I know, and I got no, not today. There's more information that'll be coming out in about a week. And those might be people at the very, very top.
Well, the Brahmas better not end up in Austin. That's all I've got to say. If that does, that's a slap in the face, and I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah?
But honestly, I could see that happening. If you don't want to move too far and you go up there, I don't know. Do they have a smaller venue to play in Austin? I'm not sure.
They have that soccer stadium in Austin.
Yeah. But when does the soccer season? Because Pledge brings up a good point on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page about Toyota Field. When does the soccer season start, and would that interfere with the Brahma season?
Well, Pledge, common sense has to come into play, and the San Antonio soccer team doesn't play every game every Saturday or every Friday.
True.
At home. The DC team plays, I believe, at the soccer stadium, Audi Stadium or whatever it's called. I believe that's a soccer stadium. And they have one of the best fan environments with the beer snake. I believe that is a soccer stadium, correct? So you schedule around things, different buildings.
Oh, it's Audi Field now. It's not Toyota anymore?
Well, no, in DC.
In DC. Sorry.
Where the DC Defenders
all these cars
play.
Confused,
well,
man. Dude,
yeah.
Toyota, Audi,
if
Ford,
you're confusing
Chevy.
a Toyota and an Audi, you got a problem. You look at where teams play, and can venues do a turnover in a short amount of time to make it work? If the Brahmas are playing 1 week at Toyota Field and San Antonio FC is playing the next and they're on the road, you can make that work. I mean, I look at a building like the Staples Center that can host a hockey game and a basketball game all in the same day and then turn around and host the Grammys the very next day. Turnaround time.
Well, but they got a lot of people to do that.
Well, I mean,
right? I mean, I don't know how it works. It looks like an awful lot of work.
Well, it is work
when you're talking about
expensive.
People working. Exactly. So with all these football stadiums around, and again, I know that a lot of these. I mean, like Ferris Stadium, for example. I don't know what it holds, 10,000.
Yeah. And
so maybe you can't get in there, but I guarantee you that place would be packed, and those stadiums are not being used in the springtime.
Well, and you look at, it's kind of what we've talked about so often with UTSA and having an on-campus stadium that would be a smaller stadium. How often do we go to UTSA games and the upper level is completely curtained off and parts of it are there? The stadium is too big for UTSA. Again, I'm not happy with this decision that the UFL made by any stretch. At the same time, based on conversations that I've had that today make a lot more sense than they did a couple of weeks ago.
Sure.
I can't say that I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised. And it sucks.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see where the Brahmas land, because I'm assuming that team is not going away. They're just going to be relocated somewhere, along with Memphis and along with Michigan. So, and I'm sure they already have some place in mind and have already made a deal with some other city to get that done. So it will be interesting to see where they end up.
And again, whether they technically move or those expanded cities, some of the relocated cities. All we know is those cities like Orlando are going to get a team. And does that mean they're getting our team or Memphis or Michigan? Who knows? Or do they just put all that equipment in the storage locker and now they've got another expansion team? Because they're going to have at least 8, if not 10.
Sure, of course they are. So, well, bad news today for Brahma fans. Certainly bad news for us. We enjoyed Wednesdays with Wade. Being able to talk to Wade Phillips every Wednesday, that was always a lot of fun.
We might it'll be story time with Wade.
Well, maybe we'll do that.
I don't know if he's going to stay with them or not.
Well, who knows? That would be fantastic. So make that happen, Minix, will you?
Sure.
Just go out and make it happen.
I just texted him.
It is a football Friday. I love football Fridays. And we're at Gus Stadium. Warren and Stevens will butt heads out here later tonight. You can hear that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have your call of that game beginning at 7 o'clock tonight. When we come back, Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer was on with those fellas in the morning, AJ and Rob, the morning huddle. It said some interesting things. We're going to hear from Schotty and also the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys when we return on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's a football Friday. That means a long football weekend, and the best place to do is get a table at the Roo Pub and just park it there early in the day and through the night, because there's so many great games this weekend college football and then the NFL Sunday plus the fights. No better place to go watch any of it than the Roo Pub there at 281 in Redland Road with those 3 massive 170-inch screens, TVs all around. And when you go to the Roo, go hungry because they food, it's incredible. I love the fried shrimp over there. They have the biggest and best wings in town, about 15 different burgers on the menu. The hot dogs are great. Everything is. The appetizers, Pledge tells me the salads there are wonderful, and that kitchen is open late every day with the full menu available. So when you need a late night meal, don't go to a drive-thru. Get to the Roo Pub there at 281 and Redland Road. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon. The Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Pregame starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
You like that? How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
That guy pulled out in front of me out of nowhere. The police are on their way, but I'm really shaken up.
Don't worry. We're going to get you taken care of. You made the right call.
I'm Jeff Davis. If you've been hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck, call Davis Law Firm at 444-4444. We're ready to help day or night, and there's no fee unless we win.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 4100 New Braunfels Avenue in Macrelis Market, San Antonio, from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, October 5th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Pork rinds are the crunch time hero of the snack aisle. Low carb, collagen packed, and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. The porkrinds.com Instagram will make a crunch time donation with each share of the Crunch Time Hero college football post, with each share equaling a $1 donation to the Archer Foundation, a nonprofit dedicated to helping families dealing with DIPG, DMG, pediatric brain cancer. Share on Instagram today and grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe pork rinds at HEB.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time. And skip the regular line at the airport and pay for speedy security. Imagine not having to quickly unpack and pack at the place you already came packed to. And wearing your shoes the whole time you're there? You can't put a price on that kind of luxury. Well, actually you can, and you paid for it. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For speedy security. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, we had a full weekend of football, Rob, and it ain't over yet. We got Chiefs-Jags tonight. Lots to talk about in the football world, but guess what? The NBA is actually playing. The Spurs are getting busy. College football top 10 and 25. Oh, my goodness, it's going to be a great weekend. Monday's going to be better. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
On a football Friday. Big weekend of football, college, pro, high school. We've got all of it. We're out at Gus Stadium today. Beautiful stadium out here, right off Calabria and Loop 410. It's a really nice place. Been a while since I've been out to Gus Stadium. But
like a whole year.
Well, I guess so.
Yeah.
That's a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a long time, man. It's 365 days, dude. That's a long time. Stevens and Warren tonight. You can catch that game right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix has your call. He is Jason Minix. I'm Joe Reinagle, and happy you're along for the ride on this Friday afternoon.
Absolutely. And again, getting ready for a huge football weekend. Cowboys Jets coming up on Sunday, and I'm nervous about this game.
Yeah,
and
you should be.
And look, I thought that the Bears game was going to be an easy win, and they got trucked. Hell, I thought the Rams in 6.5 was going to be easy money.
And they got beat.
Outright.
Fumbleitis.
And the injuries don't help. Now, one thing they'd be excited about, especially if you were a Longhorn fan, Jaden Blue likely to make his debut. Likely. But he might have some blisters.
Poor thing.
Dude, I if you ever wonder what it's like to be a coach, Brian Schottenheimer just had to be rolling his eyes about Jaden Blue and his damn blisters.
Well, I think, it's trending that direction. But again, nothing's final till we get through today and the next couple of days. But no matter what it is, it's more because of what Jaden's done. Again, I've been hard on Jaden in the past. And again, talking about the word consistency, he's been way more consistent. He's showing up. He's really done a great job mastering what we're trying to do from a scheme standpoint. And we're really pleased with it. Yesterday, a little questionable decision. He went out there with some cool new cleats, Louis Vuitton Nikes. You guys should go get you a pair, but they give you blisters. And so about halfway through practice, I saw him laying. I was like, what the hell happened to Blue? Oh, Coach, I'm fine. I have blisters. I was like, oh, shocker. Look at your cool shoes you got. So that's part of what you deal with young players. And quickly he changed the cleats, and it's amazing. The blisters weren't as bad.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't imagine. I mean,
it looked good.
I guess. Dude.
I mean, they were cool. I mean, we saw photos of it. You're showing up in practice, like if you're wearing those to the game because you want to look good, all right. Where 100,000 people in a building can see you and millions watching on TV, but at practice and you get blisters. Maybe that's why you wear them at practice, to see if you're going to get blisters. But you could just tell that the stuff that we heard in the offseason probably was true, even though everybody poo-pooed it.
Yeah.
He's being a lot more consistent now. I was hard on him. He's now mastering. He's now showing up and he's being consistent. But he shows up with shoes that are going to give you blisters.
Not exactly the smartest move in the world. And I'm not sure. I don't think you can wear those during the game. I'm not sure what the rules are, but that seems like out of uniform and not consistent. But I could be wrong on that. But still, I mean, and dude, you got blisters. Guess what? Miles Sanders is not going to play. So that means you are. And I don't give a damn if you got blisters or not.
No.
You're going to get your butt out there and you're going to play. I don't know. These kids today, I tell you what, they all need a little spanking on their little hiney.
Here we go. Here we go.
That's exactly right.
Now, Brian Schottenheimer was on the morning huddle this morning, as he is every Friday, brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds. And, it is a mash unit with that Cowboys team.
I'm not avoiding the question. We're definitely beat up as a football team. It's part of the deal when you have 2 overtime games, your 70-plus minutes, and 2 of your first 4 games. Today we'll know a lot more. I would say all those guys are doing everything in their power to get back, but I want to see them move around a little bit today, try to move around today, because today's our last day of kind of running full speed. Wednesday is usually a padded practice. Thursday you go shells. Friday, today you're in helmets, but you're running. Like it's a dress rehearsal. You're kind of hitting your red zone stuff, some 2-minute stuff, a little bit of your third down, your opener, stuff like that. So I'll have a better idea, but I think the bigger question is, maybe we should just, change somebody's name. I don't know who it would be, but the Tyler brothers they're definitely hurting a little bit.
Yeah, they're hurting. The offensive line is hurting. Terrence Steele could be the only starter to play a Sunday against the Jets.
Yeah, and the boys this morning asked Schottenheimer, how do you game plan with such a banged up offensive line?
Well, I think let's look at last week a little bit. Like last week, we were playing obviously a very explosive defensive front, and I think we always want to be balanced. I think you don't really think of it that way. You've got a plan going in, but you've got to be ready to adjust. And next thing you know, you come out of the game against Green Bay, you've thrown it, whatever it was, 40-something times. And, again, that wasn't necessarily the game plan, but we also weren't necessarily planning on being 70 minutes. But I do think that, there's certain types of runs that we're good at. There's certain types of passes that we're good at. And the depth of this roster, I have a lot of confidence in. I know Dak has a lot of confidence in. And, I think that's so important because, whether it's Brock Hoffman and T.J. Bass, somebody gave me a stat about how well those guys have played together. Well, let's think about it. Those guys have been together now, I think, for going on almost their 3rd year together. So, they've also done a lot of work on scout team together when they weren't starting. But, the communication and the timing and the brotherhood and all that stuff is real. And, so I do think you have to go in with a plan and be ready to adjust. But, no, we're not gonna be conservative if you're down a couple guys in any spot. It's part of the game. There's no excuses, and you got to go out and execute.
Yeah, I love that answer because, right, I mean, these guys are pros. They've been practicing. You shouldn't have to adjust anything when it comes to a banged-up offensive line. Run the same stuff you're going to run if you had all 5 starters in there, and if those guys can't get it done, and you have to adjust, you have to adjust. And then you think about these guys being on your football team. I mean, these guys got to be good enough to run everything that the starters can run.
Well, and look, last night was a prime example. Nobody gave San Francisco a chance last night because of all the injuries they had. Backup quarterback, a couple of guys that are wide receiver 3 or 4 at best. They did have Christian McCaffrey.
They did, and he played well.
And he played well, but so did their quarterback, man. He was throwing darts last night.
That dude's never played that well.
And but then you look at the way Dak Prescott has been playing. And I thought it was interesting this morning, Schottenheimer talking about the high level of play from his quarterback and referenced him. He's playing right now like a point guard.
I love how he's reading progressions.
Right.
So obviously progressions are when, you go from number 1 receiver to number 2 to number 3, number 4. And what you're seeing is he's not forcing the ball to a George Pickens. A couple big plays last week for, Ryan Flournoy. Jalen Tolbert had a big 3rd down and 5 conversion on a shallow cross, right? And sometimes those guys aren't the primary option, but what he's doing is he's reading the defense at such a high level, the ball's being spread around, and he's playing like a point guard, man. That's what Dak's doing right now. He's just the point guard of this offense, and he's distributing the ball, and it's going different spots. He's playing with great eyes, and that gets everybody involved. And when you get everybody involved, man, and the moments become big, guys know that Dak trusts them. And that's why I think in overtime, the Jalen Tolbert catch on the sideline, man, what an incredible catch. mean, heck, I was getting ready to get my 3rd and 7 call ready, and all of a sudden my guys up in the box are like, dude, first down at the 7 or whatever. I'm like, what? I mean, it was just such an incredible catch. So that point guard mentality that Dak's playing with has been fun for me to watch.
Well, that's good, and he's got to play well. I mean, and I think he knows that. He knows that he's got to play well. He's got to put points on the board and go from there. And he has been. I mean, I can't criticize. I don't think anybody can. Dak fan or not, you can't criticize the way the guy's been playing ball.
Well, you really can't. And I think part of that, too, when Dak talked about it, he is just seeing the field extremely well right now.
Pretty good. I mean, just the way I want to see it. I mean, it's just, as I've said before over and over, just the experience paying off on top of the film study and my preparations, and then just the clear communication and what a play's being not only called for, but what that play's being designed for and how we feel like getting attack this or attack that. I think it's just a result of me knowing all of that and putting it all together and feeling good out there, yeah.
Yeah, well, and it shows. And I think he's healthy. It looks like he's healthy. Nothing's bothering him, and he's getting the job done. He's playing well, but he's going to have to. He's going to have to put points on the board because that defense is holy.
Holy?
Not in the godly sense.
No.
In the more like
well, you might use the Lord's name in vain a lot watching that defense, but Dak is such an uplifting guy. He tells the defense, man, just hang in there. I got you.
Yeah, really just about trusting each other and making sure that they're communicating, understanding that such a team game that all 11 just have to be on the same page. And if you're on the same page, you've got a chance, even if it's not the right page, to be honest with you. So for me, just as the leader, this guy in the locker room, not truly knowing their X's and O's or being able to, call a guy out or hold him accountable for this coverage or that blitz or whatever it may be. It's just providing encouragement, to their spirit and just to their optimism of, staying positive and understanding that it's going to pay off. You watch those guys play, they run to the ball, they're getting that ball moving. There's going to be some fumbles and the turnovers and things are going to start happening. And when they do, it'll be a different story.
Well, we'll see. Let's hope so. I hope he's right because it needs to be right. They got the Jets and they got Carolina. Now, look, Carolina is a much different team in Carolina than they are anywhere else. So, ask Atlanta.
Yeah.
They played pretty well in that game. But first and foremost, the Jets, they're desperate for a win. This is certainly not anything anybody needs to look at as a cupcake game for the Cowboys.
No, but if they get the win, 2-2-1 with what they have coming up, versus 1-3-1 or 1-2-2 the way they're playing. And again, I think last night's a prime example. Ties suck. But if you're the Rams, wouldn't you be happy with a tie right now? I'm mad at the play call that Sean McVay had. What the hell were you thinking? But then again, he said the same thing afterwards. He was sick. So hard to criticize when the coach is, beating himself up. But you could have tied that game, but he didn't play for the tie.
Well, no, and I don't mind the call. I don't mind going for it there. I think you be aggressive. You're moving the football, but the play call. He needed 2 yards. If I remember that play correctly,
or one.
That's look. You got to do something
right
else.
Up the middle where you've had no success.
No success at all. Look, the Rams. They shot themselves in the foot in a lot of that. They get in a hole early, come back, but you're on the 1 yard line. Your running back fumbles the football.
Well, I was just hoping that
just a bad game
that they would get the ball first, go score a touchdown, kick the extra point, get a stop on defense, and win by 7 and cover the 6.5 that I had them at. Those that had them at 8.5 or 9, they were screwed. I still thought I had a chance in overtime to win some money.
Well, not in overtime, buddy.
Well,
they'll kick extra points.
No, in overtime they do.
They do.
That first possession, if they would have gone down, scored a touchdown, kicked the extra point, because then San Francisco does get that possession.
Well, the problem is, you're right. The problem is San Francisco kicked the field goal.
Yeah,
and then you were screwed completely.
Yeah. Son of a.
So were all of us.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes in the world.
Too good to be true.
I tell
Easy
you,
money.
I'm telling you, in the NFL, if it looks too good, take the other side. That's twice we've seen that this year already, and we've just played 4 games plus 1. So that's the way that it works. Football game out here tonight. I make a prediction. It's not going to end in a tie. They won't have a tie. There will be a winner walk off this Gus Stadium field tonight. Jason Minix has your call at 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When we come back, Jason opened up his mailbox today and found a flyer, a booklet, if you will, from the San Antonio Spurs about Project Marvel. We're going to go through that and tell you a little bit about it and talk some Project Marvel when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Before we do, though, I want to tell you about my good friends at Stevens Roofing. Love talking about Stevens Roofing. You guys know that. And the reason I love talking about them because, well, they're a family company. They're a local company. They've been in business for such a long time. I'll never forget the first time I went over to Stevens Roofing, and I felt like a member of the family. That's exactly what they made me feel like, and that's what they're going to make you feel like if you are a customer of theirs. They treat you like one of the family. It's just an incredible company. And right now, summer's over, although it feels like summer outside right now. It's pretty hot, but you know the cold weather's coming, and who knows what we're going to run into once the cold weather starts happening. You want to get your roof inspected, and the best time to do that is right now before we get into anything that's really bad. Get it done now. Don't put it off any longer. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994. Have them send a crew out to inspect your roof. They'll do it for free, and they'll make sure that everything's okay, or they'll tell you that this could use a repair over here, or you might want to start thinking about a new roof. Either way, you're gonna know what to do, and it's gonna give you the peace of mind that you need as we head into those winter months. Stevens Roofing and Solar. Call them. Why don't you do it right now? 210-785-0994, or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to sasportstar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Tickets. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an audience national contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at sasportstar.com.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, October 11th, mark your calendars for our fall one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9 and waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, October 11th. 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9. Texas coastal waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium from only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey,
we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
So I'm opening my own coffee shop.
I smell a caffeinated catastrophe.
And I needed menu boards and banners printed.
What you really needed was a reality check.
Staples really came through. They printed menus and signs, even flyers in time for my grand opening.
And that's when the other shoe dropped.
Not quite. I got $125 off my custom print order.
Cha-ching! For your business printing, Staples.
That was easy.
Now save up to $125 on custom print orders. Valid in-store and online until 11/1. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SAT
George Gets Justice falls back in full swing. More traffic, tighter schedules, and drivers in a hurry. If someone crashes into you, don't just hope things work out. You need to get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George has spent decades fighting for local families and getting real results. You only pay if they win. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George Gets Justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Punts. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Back here at Gus Stadium on a football Friday in San Antonio. Hope everybody's having a great Friday out there, whatever you may be doing. And thanks for taking some time to hang with us on this Friday afternoon. It is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Joe Reinagle. He's Jason Minix, who will have your call, by the way, 7 o'clock right here on 94.1.
Absolutely. Warren and Stevens, a kind of surprising game with playoff implications when you look at these two teams. And I mean, it is kind of interesting when you look at where that district is in the district race with a Brennan and a Harlan. But right now you look at the top of the standings and you've got some teams here that are currently undefeated in district play, like the Stevens Falcons at 2-0. Warren is 2-1 in district play.
How about that? What ought to be a good game then tonight?
Should be a really good game.
Looking forward to it.
I'm hoping for a fast game. I mean, Stevens.
Why?
Stevens threw the ball twice last week.
Oh, so they're a running squad, huh?
Yes.
Well, you might have a fast one then. No chance of rain, I don't think. So you're okay there.
It's a beautiful day.
Although there are a few clouds in the sky.
That's all right. So I have been complaining that we're not seeing enough from the Spurs on Project Marvel, right? Because we were told once that term sheet was approved, which it was, that there was going to be all this public education because so many people are so confused by all the details out there. Some of that coming from our Mayor Gina Ortiz Jones, who says things that don't seem to align with what we're hearing from Judge Peter Sakai, what we're hearing from the San Antonio Spurs. And other people have said they've gotten things in the mail. I've seen some signs, and people have sent us pictures of signs. Well, yesterday I checked my mail, and look what I got in the mail. I got a little booklet.
I haven't gotten one of those yet.
Well, when was the last time you checked your mail?
Well, I don't know. Yesterday,
all right.
as a matter of fact.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, fair enough. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, go to our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. I'll show you what I received, which looks a little different than other things that people have posted on social media. I put a sticker on there covering my address so you people can't, So Yeti did not sponsor this. It was just a sticker that I had laying around. But it's exactly what we need. Think about our conversation yesterday with former Mayor Henry Cisneros, who said, we just got to keep it simple. Because it is very complicated.
Very complicated.
This is as simple as it gets. You open up this fancy little booklet, 5 numbers every voter needs to know about the Spurs downtown arena deal. A message from the 5-time NBA champion San Antonio Spurs. feel like I'm reading to kids.
You are.
0. No cost to San Antonio homeowners or renters. The arena will be funded by visitor taxes, not property or sales taxes.
Yes, and that's what we've been told several times. And I like that. You got a 0% there, no money taken from city or county budgets. So don't fall for that if somebody says that, well, we're not going to have money for this or for that. Money does not come out of the general fund.
2%. That's what the county will charge tourists in hotel occupancy taxes. It's a 0.25% increase from the current 1.75% tax rate. So it goes from 1.75 to 2%. Then $12 million. That's what the rodeo raises in scholarships and youth education every year. By helping the rodeo grow, we can help raise even more money for local students.
Absolutely. And then the big number, Jason, $2.1 billion. That's what the Spurs and their partners are investing in San Antonio. $500 million towards arena construction, $1.5 billion in job-creating development projects, and $75 million in community benefit incentives.
And then 100%, the Spurs, not taxpayers, will pay for every extra dollar in cost overruns. And quite frankly, this one right here is the biggest part of this whole deal, if true. To me,
Sure.
That is amazing.
Absolutely.
Have you ever done any kind of project where there weren't cost overruns? I don't care if you're remodeling your bathroom, if you're putting a shed up in your backyard, whatever. There's always
extra cost.
Extra cost.
Always is.
Always.
And you're talking about a huge deal like this. There's going to be. You know there is. And the Spurs are going to cover it. Here's what I don't like, though, Jason. I don't like how it's on the ballot. There are two separate propositions, if you didn't know, Prop A and Prop B. Now, Prop A is strictly for the Frost Bank Center, Freeman Coliseum, and all of the buildings there around it. It's for the rodeo grounds and for the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo. So all of that is for that. So a certain amount of money is going there. So you can vote yes on Prop A, which we hope you do. But then you got to vote yes on Prop B as well, because that's the money that would be dedicated to a new Spurs arena.
That's and again, that's the part. It is confusing, and that's what former Mayor Henry Cisneros told us yesterday, and former Mayor Ron Nuremberg, who when he was on with us here on the Blitz, because former mayors do come on. Ron said we need to call this project downtown, not Project Marvel.
Sure.
You know, Henry said yesterday we just need to focus on this part of it because it is such a vital key to the entire thing, this project. Now, one of the suburban mayors that called into the show the other day from Sandy Oaks, he sent me an email talking more about the rodeo aspect of it, which was stuff that I had not heard before, but they're trying to figure out ways where they could use the rodeo grounds more year-round. He said, think Fort Worth Stockyards and all the different events. So, and I believe that's where Judge Peter Sakai is really hammering home the fact that Spurs only gets used a couple, 3 weeks a year when the big rodeo is in town. There will be more. Speaking of, Judge Peter Sakai will be on the Blitz next Tuesday. We told him no to Monday because it's, football, reacting to football.
Right.
So we'll have County Judge Peter Sakai on Tuesday.
Well, it's interesting. And Alexandra on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, appreciate this, Alexandra. She says voter registration deadline is October 6th. If you're not registered to vote, you've got 3 days to get that done. So get it done if you're not registered. It's a real simple process, okay? It doesn't take a lot. Get it done. And early voting will start October 20th, okay? Early voting starts October 20th. The election day is November 4th. So this is what you got. And I tell you, Jason, there's going to be, even from some people that you think would be for this thing, there's going to be some pushback. And I don't understand that at all. Look, what is the lease of the Frost Bank Center? Is it 30 or 32? It's one of those dates. Anyway, it's coming up pretty quick.
Yeah.
Right? And the Frost Bank Center, quite frankly, is not in very good shape. Okay, it's just not. So Spurs need a new building, and it's going to take about 4 or 5 years to build this thing. All right, this is not something they're going to put up in a year or two. It's going to take a while, just because that's how long it takes. We don't have the time. Look, the Spurs have not threatened. They have not threatened at all to leave. They haven't. But I guarantee you, if it's a no vote on November 4th, their phone will ring. They'll have some options. I guarantee you they will.
And we talked about that yesterday with Henry Cisneros. Our current mayor says, I don't want to operate from a place of fear. I'm not. It's a place of reality. If the Spurs don't get a new building, what's going to happen? Former Mayor Henry Cisneros said the threat is real.
I'm going to say that because the Spurs have been great citizens of our community, and they're good people, and they're not going to get even in the slightest distance of what might sound like a threat. But as you say, there is reality. And the reality is that we have a city like Seattle sitting there 20 years now without a team because they lost their team, and they're now the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they were in the NBA championship. You look at other cities like Las Vegas that has already gotten professional teams, but they're missing an NBA team. They don't have that particular box checked. And then you look at Austin up the road. There will be people the morning after an election loss who are starting to feel their way toward creating an opportunity for the Spurs, which are not owned by the local group alone anymore. We have other investors from other places, and they're going to look at, well, where is a city that's willing to invest if San Antonio is not? So I will just tell you from experience, the morning after an election in which we reject the Spurs proposition, the world is going to change in terms of how many people believe that there's an opportunity to move the Spurs and what kind of economic proposition they make that is just, too great. The Los Angeles Lakers just sold for $10 billion. What are the Spurs worth on that scale? I don't know. Maybe it's $5 billion. Maybe it's $4 billion. I don't know. But whatever it is, there's people out there who can spend that kind of money to buy a team and move a team. So the Spurs are not going to say it, and I'm not authorized to speak for the Spurs. This is me talking just from what I have seen around the country. And I think we put getting into this debate and even having the potential to lose this election is like walking into a storehouse of dynamite with a lighted match and saying, well, what could possibly go wrong here?
Look, Henry Cisneros doesn't have a dog in this fight that I'm aware of. If somebody's aware of that, then please let me know. He has no dog in this fight, but he is a citizen of Bexar County. He's a citizen of San Antonio. And he wants the Spurs to stay here. And again, he's right. The Spurs have never once threatened to move, said they were going to move, none of that. So this is us as we look around the country and see what has happened. And the time is running. We don't have the time that some people think that we have to get this thing done, because he's absolutely right. I've said it. Jason has said it. If there is a no vote and this is turned down on November the 4th, and we wake up on the 5th and have to start over or go to plan B, I'm sure the Spurs have one. But, I mean, how long is that going to take? And I promise you there will be opportunities for them to listen to and to take advantage of if they so choose to do so.
And those other cities aren't waiting until November to put their game plans together.
That's exactly right.
And it's not just Austin, and it's not just Vegas. Quite frankly, I don't think Vegas truly is in play because of the expansion fees. I think the NBA would rather go with an expansion team in Vegas than they would a relocated team. But you look at a city like Kansas City, you look at a city like Nashville. There are a lot of cities out there that would love to have an NBA team. Seattle, more in line, I think, for an expansion team because they got to keep their history with the Sonics. You know, that's been part of the deal with Seattle. You know, Oklahoma City moved and they started from scratch. They didn't take the Sonics history with them like, say, the Oilers took their history to Tennessee with the Titans. So when Seattle gets a new team, and they will, they'll be the Sonics, and they will have that history just with a long gap in there. But there are a lot of cities out there that want an NBA team that either have arenas with hockey teams in them now or would be willing to build an arena, even with a property or sales tax.
Let's go back to what you just said about the city of Houston, and let's revisit history. That was a squabble between the owners the owner of the Houston Oilers and the mayor of the city of Houston. He did not want to build a new stadium for the Houston Oilers. Now, Houston got another football franchise. San Antonio will not get another NBA franchise. I can promise you that, because you look at the city now, and we're always the bridesmaid. And we found that out again today with the San Antonio Brahmas being taken away. So, look, San Antonio, we can either be a small town and be happy with that, or we can progress. It's up to us, and we need to decide. And I'm this small town mentality that, oh, well, they're going to stay here forever, and we've got all the time in the world. It's not Armageddon. Well, maybe it's not, but are we willing to take that chance? And that's the question that we should be asking ourselves.
Well, and that's it. The idea of what you're looking at here and trying to take more time, that's not the answer. And again, I don't understand the game plan for Gene Ortiz-Jones other than just a group of people that are completely against any tax dollars that are going to a venue. Although every TV station is out there reporting about how she didn't want to approve extra cops, but has two that are guarding her house 24/7. One outside and one poor guy that has to sit in the hallway like Paul Blart. Again, mayors get protection. I get that, but 24 hours, two of them, cops that are not on the streets because they're protecting you even while she's walking her dog. Sometimes 2 + 2 isn't 4. Sometimes the messaging seems a little bit mixed, isn't it?
Absolutely. That is absolutely the case. I tell you what, it's interesting, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
If you missed Henry Cisneros yesterday on the Blitz, the audio vault at sasportstar.com, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds. I've gotten a lot of feedback from having Henry on, most of it positive. And again, you look at it, but again, he kept it simple. And that is what needs to happen. That's what I really do appreciate about this mailer. It is simple. It is simple. It is easy to understand. And quite frankly, for the other side, I'm trying to figure out how they're going to try to poke holes in this, because this seems difficult.
Seems pretty straightforward.
Although they will. I'm sure there's some things that they'll say, well, what about this?
Look, there's opposition out there, and they're going to be trying just as hard to get you to vote no as we are and everybody else is to get you to vote yes. So we'll see what happens. But again, Alexandra, thank you for the reminder. If you haven't registered to vote, do so. Alexandra says it's October 6th. I'm taking her word for it, so we can find that out. But Alexandra's a trustworthy person.
Yeah, and one of the things that I did learn from this fancy flyer that I got in the mail, there is a website called howsawins.com. I didn't know about this website until I got there.
Yeah, exactly.
howsawins.com. And if you're watching on YouTube, that Yeti sticker is covering up my address. just so you know.
Yeti didn't sponsor that flyer.
Yeti did not sponsor the flyer. But howsawins.com. I didn't know that website existed. Now I do. Now you do.
Then you can go to that and you can read it and you can tell your friends about it as well. So we'll see what happens as we move closer to the vote. On November 4th, early voting again starts on October 20th. But you know what? It's a football Friday. Everybody should be happy. Everybody should be gleeful, joyful, whatever the case may be, because it is a football weekend and it all gets started tonight. We're at Gus Stadium. Jason will have your call tonight, 7 o'clock. Warren and Stevens. We're coming back right here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you think about the great football weekend. It's football season in full swing. Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Make your picks and win money right here in Texas. Love playing Underdog, where you pick higher or lower on a stats. I like winning money. Last night wasn't the case because I went lower on some Mac Jones stats, and he played lights out last night. So I didn't win money last night. I will this weekend because, I've won every weekend to this point. I'm up on the season, and playing is easy. All you have to do is pick whether you want your players to go higher or lower on stats, passing yards, rushing yards, receptions, touchdowns, targets. You can get all your picks right, win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app today. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Riding home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com.
How about them Cowboys? We rise as one in Texas, sporting handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam and lemonade on game day together because people are good for you, especially for us in Cowboys country. Presented by Jim Beam, bringing fans together across Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey,
we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Huge savings on Dell AI PCs with Intel Core Ultra processors are here, and they're newly designed to help you do more faster. They can generate code, edit images, multitask without lag, draft emails, summarize documents, create live translations, and even extend your battery life. That's the power of Dell AI with Intel inside. Upgrade today by visiting Dell.com/deals. That's Dell.com/deals.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
We love high school football and a team you can always count on. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. Quartermoon is here to tackle the toughest challenges, from plumbing mishaps to AC troubles, with the same dedication and passion that drives a winning touchdown. Our playbook is simple: fair prices, expert service, and a commitment to local families. Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, your winning solution for a comfortable home. Proudly serving our community with local hospitality. From the pit house to the outhouse to the schoolhouse, call Quartermoon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141074E M16004.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí.
Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Sports Center, sir? Yeah, there's high school football tonight and football all weekend long. He's Joe Reinagel.
That's awesome.
And the Brahmas are gone.
Stadium.
Yeah.
Brahmas leave town and all of that. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even get over there, dude.
This is going to be an award winner.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Oh, it is so pretty out here. I got lost in the atmosphere, the colors of the football field, all of the above. It is
What
a
are you
football
smoking?
Friday. It's Friday. I wish I was smoking something.
Yes.
Is there something in this bottle of water? I don't know.
What was in those gummy bears?
I tell you, it is a football Friday, though. We're at Gus Stadium, home of, well, not home. I guess it is home of Stevens and Warren. That's who's going to be playing here tonight. 7 o'clock right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star with our own Jason Minix at the call. I'm Joe Reinagel. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And, wow, look, even Alexandra's calling me out on her San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. And
for what?
For not knowing my lines. I know my lines because they're written down very nicely. I
I'm
just
like, really?
wasn't there and wasn't prepared. It's Friday. What do you want me to do?
It is a Friday, and sometimes that happens.
Yes.
When
it does.
When we're on location, headphones come off during a break. And then so you're not really communicating with your producer because you're trying to ignore the poor guy, right? and he's been screaming Sports Center for a while. I didn't realize you were wearing your headphones. Yeah.
Well, he did because he can see me in the StreamYard there. But that's on me. It's my fault, nobody else's. So I'll take the blame for that one, kind of like Sean McVay did last night for his bad call on 4th down.
I'm glad you'll take the blame when you know you can't pass the buck.
Well, I can't. It's all me. I can't pass the buck on this one. That's all me.
All you.
All me.
All you.
My bad, as they say.
Keep it a buck.
Yeah. We ass. We certainly were on that one.
Sports Center was.
It certainly was.
They don't make those mistakes on the morning huddle.
I was wrong. No, of course
you were
not.
right.
I'm sure they don't. Those guys don't do anything wrong.
But glad you're tuned in.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening today, and we appreciate you spending a part of your Friday with us. A lot of Project Marvel talk, but the big news that broke right before we got on the air was that the San Antonio Brahmas are no more. They're gone from San Antonio. The UFL has pulled them out of the great city of San Antonio.
One of the things with that is San Antonio lost their team today, along with Memphis and Michigan. And stadium size is being used as one of the excuses, although it's much deeper than that. St. Louis also plays in a massive stadium. They did not lose their franchise. And yes, they dominate in attendance, but also that stadium there is very flexible and easy to work with. In other words, if you look at last year, the Brahmas only got 4 home games instead of 5 because not a lot of dates were available. They didn't align with the UFL schedule makers. St. Louis not only had their 5 home games, San Antonio played one of their home games in St. Louis in a championship game
exactly
because that building has rolled out the red carpet for the UFL. So I know I had some conversations not long ago about alternate stadiums in San Antonio. At the time, I was thinking more about with this Project Marvel, when the Alamo Dome is under renovations, what are they going to do? Now that I think back on those conversations, I think it had a lot more to do with this. Were they looking to find another place to stay in San Antonio? I know Daryl Booth Johnston loves San Antonio. The Rock has said this was the best place and very important for him. But moving to smaller stadiums seemingly is the priority, or having stadiums that are a lot more accommodating, like in St. Louis. Now, granted, St. Louis did lead in attendance, so maybe that helped factor in, but also that building is available for a lot of things that the UFL wants to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Alamo Dome, look, and I'm not mad at the folks that run the Alamo Dome. They've got to make money. They've got to pay for that building. And so when events come up, you take them, especially with the amount of money that I'm sure is being offered. So this is not a blame to the Alamo Dome at all. There's really nobody to blame here. They wanted a smaller stadium. There's not one here in San Antonio that would work for what they want to do, apparently, and so they've yanked the franchise right out from under us.
Let's do the Headline Blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
The Cubs are cheaters.
They're
I'm
not
say it right out here.
How are you?
They're in the umpire's pocket.
You're blaming somebody else. It's so funny when the Cubs win. You realize there are a lot of Cubs fans out there. I'm driving to work today. One of my neighbors has one of those big old W flags out front. Never seen it before. Didn't know that was a Cubs fan.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah.
Now you gonna move?
No,
I wouldn't feel safe in that neighborhood now.
I'm totally fine in that neighborhood.
Just saying, Cub fans are crazy, man. I'm telling you.
Is your brother a Cubs fan?
No.
Yeah, Cardinal fan?
Of course he is.
He could see that flag right out his front door.
Is that right? I'm going to have him sneak over there and tear it down.
Oh, stop.
No, it's perfectly okay if you want to let everybody know what a goofball you are.
A goofball.
A goofball,
yeah. Goofball.
Yes.
I don't know how much baseball you were watching last night.
None. Zero.
I mean, one, Yankees, Red Sox, no. But, I had the NFL game on one TV, the Sam Houston, New Mexico State game split screened with the Gucci Bowl last night on the second TV.
Who won the Gucci Bowl?
Clark.
Okay.
An incredible game. Churchill up 21-0 at halftime. Clark wins 28-21.
Wow.
And credit Chuck McIntyre and Don Harris, one of the more incredible runs last night. Dude from Churchill in the first half, Caleb Rond, it's going to be player of the year. He's I forget how long the run was, hurdled like 17 dudes and kept his balance and scored a touchdown.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Don Harris was at a loss for words. How do you describe what I just saw? It was an incredible play.
Well, that's awesome. That's all. Those guys do a great job. They really do. And I just was that NFL game was a little more entertaining than it was supposed to be.
Yep.
And so it had me stuck there. So that's what I was doing. But this particular thing that happened, the Padres were very upset. And as the umpires were walking down to get into the tunnel, they've got to walk right there next to the Padres dugout. And a couple of Padres had to be held back from these guys. And, well, I mean, it's all because of this call right here.
The 3-2 from Keller. DJ Wayburn just bailed out Keller, and Bogarts knows it. Next year, that is a helmet tap in a millisecond.
That will definitely be a hat tapper next year.
Hat tapper. A hat tapper.
Not a strike. And honestly, a great take.
Not even close to a strike.
And again, sometimes I don't know what they're seeing, what they thought they saw. That was just so bad. And you hate when you know a rule change is coming. Yeah, next year they'll just tap the hat, get a replay.
You can get a replay on that, and it would have been called a ball. The guy would have walked. That would have been ball 4.
Insane. And obviously the Padres season is over, and they aren't happy.
They weren't happy about it at all.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. You could say that. I don't know if they win the game anyway. The guy walks. He's on base. Who knows? But it shouldn't have been an out.
Dez caught it.
Well, there you go.
And look, that's the same thing. 3 years later, Dean Blandino, Dez caught it.
Yeah.
It doesn't do you any good.
It does you no good
but,
at all.
Next year, though, they'll be able to Hat tapper.
Hat tap, and they can review it, and that clearly was going to be a ball. But that's the way that it is. That's why if you see that video today and the Padres were upset, that's why.
Yeah. Carolina Panther fans are upset. In fact, the Carolina Panthers are so bad. Their version of RJ Ochoa and bloggingtheboys.com, the Panthers podcasters, they quit. They just said, dude, I ain't doing this crap anymore. I'm not spending time away from my families and whatnot to do this podcast for this team that just sucks.
They just suck, except when they're playing at home. They're a different team. But, yeah, these guys are shutting down their show and because the team sucks. And that's the headline of the whole thing, because the team sucks. So I guess I don't blame them. I probably wouldn't want to do that either, although, I mean, it depends on how many people are listening.
Well,
if you got people listening.
Clearly they weren't making a lot of money.
Apparently not. No.
Speaking of making money, Taylor Swift made $1 gazillion today. Her new record, The Life of a Showgirl, dropped today. How much did you listen to?
Well, just here in the booth, because we come up with this.
I've listened to the whole thing.
Really? You're a Swiftie minutes.
I can't say that I am, and I can't say that I'll listen to a lot of it anymore.
Swiftie.
But my social media feed this morning had so much on Taylor Swift. Some of it good, some of it bad. All songs sound the same. Some then listen to some of the words, which, I'll listen to everything. I
hear you.
And I'm listening to Taylor Swift, and really on like Apple Music, where you can read the words.
Yes.
Because if you're just listening to it, it's one thing, but if you're reading the words, it's different.
She's very nasty.
Well, I mean, a lot of bad language in there, but she does have a song for. I don't know how you describe this. Just how Travis Kelce was able to get home.
Forgive me, it sounds cocky.
Woo! Well, I guess we learned a couple of things. I mean, she's in love, and the message is to young girls: don't just open your thighs for anybody.
No.
But apparently, Travis Kelce's well endowed.
Yeah, the redwood tree.
Apparently so. Who knew?
The song is called Wood.
Yes. And I listened to that song in its entirety and read the words along with it.
Yeah.
But apparently, Travis Kelce is he's got a package down there. And Taylor Swift is very happy with it.
There's some like one of her songs, "Eldest Daughter." I was like, all right, I'm wish list. Very interesting album. Like I said, I didn't download a single one, but I did listen to most of every song, and to a degree, they all kind of sound the same.
Well, they kind of do, but that's kind of her style, I guess, isn't it?
Yep.
Although, look, I am a Swiftie. I like her. I don't listen to her all the time, and I won't have her necessarily on my playlist. But obviously, the woman is extremely talented and extremely popular, and that album's going to sell a bazillion copies.
Absolutely. Now, because I don't know all the Swiftie drama, right? Like father figure. I don't know who that's about. Right. But it's about somebody.
Sure.
And then like all the Swifties in your social media feed. And again, look at my daughter, who's 27, not a Taylor Swift fan at all. Mainly because she hates their fans now. But a lot of her friends and, what they're posting. And I'm like, well, what the hell? I don't know the inside. I'm not in that club. But, apparently a lot of these songs have some deep meaning to those that are in that club. What the hell is that, Flip?
You know what that is? That's a vibrator or a redwood tree. One of the two. I don't know. Unplug that, baby.
Unplug it, baby.
Well, what is Taylor Swift's average age of? 15 maybe?
No,
16?
I think 15 years ago. Yes, I think now. I mean, she's still really popular with the teenagers, but also a lot of her fan base that were teenagers 10, 15 years ago are now late 20s, early 30s and parents.
I would say I thought she was great when she was a country singer only, but obviously it was a smart move for her to do what she did and transition to pop or whatever it is you want to call it. But it's hey, this is, I don't know. I'll probably listen to a few songs. I honestly, if I didn't know the words to that Wood song, I would just say, yeah, I really like that song.
Well,
it's a good song.
Because she's talking about opening her thighs.
Well, and I tell you, in some of the pictures, she's shiny.
Well, Alexander calling me out. Damn, Minix, you're admitting to that?
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, sure. She dropped new music. She's everything right now. You want to stay in the know?
Yeah.
Let's face it. Yeah. I mean, will it end up on any of my playlists? Absolutely not.
No, but if I don't listen to music radio a lot anymore, but if I was listening to music radio and she came on, I wouldn't turn it off.
Well, see, that wouldn't come on a station I'm listening to.
You don't think so? I mean, it's not like it's anything obscene.
I don't think they're playing that on Jack.
You don't think so?
Or any kind of rock kind of stations that I would listen to.
And all she says is she's opening her thighs because she's in love.
That's it. No, she's got a lot of bad words. You know, a lot of those will become radio edits if you're going to hear them on the radio. But if you're somewhere and it's on, you would know it. Or again, my kid is 27. Some of her friends call me about stuff they can't call their dads about, right? And that's been that way from high school on. And you gotta keep up with the kids.
Well, yeah, I suppose you do. You might say Taylor Swift is filthy but fine. You know, I mean, she's got a sailor's mouth.
And I've got no problem with that.
Well, because you got one too.
I was a sailor.
Because you were a sailor.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I wasn't, and I've still got one as well. But it's good for her. And you learn something new about Travis Kelce. How about that?
Things I didn't need to know.
Well, probably not, but I asked you the question earlier. What? Now she's been with several dudes, right?
There's songs about that.
I mean, you've got that to brag about for the rest of your life. Think about it.
For all her exes,
I had Taylor Swift. I did Taylor Swift. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be a pretty good thing to have in your back pocket. Yeah,
I helped her make millions with this song.
I slept with her. Yeah.
I mean, I just go back to something that Cliff Kingsbury said on this here show at one time about dating Jessica Simpson.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to have a conversation.
Yes.
Although Taylor, after she did the New Heights podcast, I have a whole new respect for her because she seems like a real person.
Yeah.
I imagine when she's at home or just hanging out with her friends, she's probably pretty entertaining, just like the Kelce brothers.
You know, I learned something else today from Jerry Jones. Turns out he's a Swiftie.
He's a Swiftie.
How about that? And he says it with his own mouth, and we'll talk about that. We're up against the break. We got to go because I'm still thinking about her opening her thighs, and it's distracting as hell. So we're
Reinigle can't stand up right now.
Holy cow! I'm not Travis Kelce. So there's that. Gus Stadium is where we are. We're going to talk a little NFL football, and we'll hear from Jerry Jones at some point in time here in the very near future. Stay with us here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Eddie in Alabama. 06 Mustang GT Shaker 500. $5,000.
All right, I'll think about it.
Charlie, have you noticed that we have trouble coming to terms with customers in Alabama?
Yeah, they're kind of like hard-ass like Oklahoma.
The common denominator here is meth and great football.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Ah, the sweet feelings of summer. The kiss of warm sun on your skin. The softly scented breeze blowing through the trees. Don't worry, you have Off Clean Feel, fragrance-free mosquito repellent that feels good on skin, so even mosquitoes can't ruin those sweet feelings of summer. Off Clean Feel, prevention is the best protection from mosquitoes. Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Bourbon and Brews is back, baby, and we're honoring the pursuit of brews and barrel-aged bourbon every single Friday. You need to head to Twin Peaks from 5 to 7 to experience a lingerie costume party paired with exceptional bourbons, tastings, and giveaways. That's only at Twin Peaks. Cheers!
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Do Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keep coming back? Tremfya, guselkumab, may help, with rapid remission achieved at 12 weeks and lasting clinical remission at 1 year. Some even saw visible improvement of their intestinal lining at 12 weeks and 1 year. Tremfya is a prescription medicine used to treat adults with moderately to severely active Crohn's disease and adults with moderately to severely active ulcerative colitis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Healing is possible with Tremfya. Approximately 3 out of 10 patients were in endoscopic remission at 1 year, based on areas visualized on colonoscopy, which may not represent the deeper bowel layer or entire GI tract. Individual results may vary. Ask your doctor about Tremfya today. Call 1-800-526-7736 to learn more or visit tremfyaradio.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the Morning Huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Where do you think you guys are right now compared to where you hope you can be?
You know, we're not where we need to be. And again, I think when you look at it, the main objective for us is to win. And with our record being 1-2-1, we've obviously not done that enough. And there's been moments that the defense has played well, and we haven't been able to feed off of that. And then there's been times where we've scored points, taking the lead, and the defense hasn't been able to get the stop to put the game away. And a lot of it's just learning how to finish.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Football Friday out of Gus Stadium today. That's where we are. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Having a great day. This Friday is unbelievable. High school football game in the offing tonight. Warren and Stevens right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Jason Minix will have that call for you beginning at 7 o'clock. I'm Joe Reinagel, and so happy you guys are with us on this Friday afternoon. Spend a little time with us.
Absolutely, and quick updates because all the injury reports are out. Lamar Jackson out.
Officially, yes.
Officially, along with several other guys for the Baltimore Ravens. Awuzie with a hamstring, he is out. Marlon Humphrey is out. Patrick Richard is out. Roquan Smith out. They got a bunch of guys also listed as questionable. Derek Sting, or is that Jalen Reed is out for Houston.
So but every team's banged up right now. The Dallas Cowboys injury report reads like a War and Peace novel.
Might be easier to read who's available than who's
kidding.
out, but in reality, out. Tyler Booker out. Tyler Guyton out. Malik Hooker out. CeeDee Lamb out. Kevontae Turpin.
And then 6 guys that are questionable, including Tyler Smith, which is tough. Marshawn Nealon also questionable. Jonathan Mingo questionable, and Kalen Carson. The Cowboys were hoping he was going to come back this week, and he might. But all of those guys are questionable.
It again, very, very interesting to see ultimately what is going to happen. And every team's dealing with injuries. It feels like the Cowboys injury bug this year, for whatever reason, is a little bit tougher. How much are they going to shuffle on that offensive line? I mean, they're banged up, and the concern isn't necessarily who's starting. It's if one of those guys gets hurt, then you're really testing the depth of your offensive line.
Well, there's no question about it, and those guys are gonna have to step up and play well this week because the Jets are hungry for a win. Cowboys are as well. So it's just a battle of survival. Look, if you're Brian Schottenheimer or any other club that's got a lot of injuries, I'd show them last night's game for the San Francisco 49ers. They came through. Their guys stepped up. Those that had to stepped up, and they get a huge win on the road against the Rams.
Absolutely. I mean, that was. I mean, you love NFL football.
I know it.
And I was expecting the Rams to just roll. Mac Jones looks good, and credit Dan Orlovsky for taking a victory lap. Dan Orlovsky, back in 2023, has a clip from Get Up and tweeted out, Mac Jones would be playing better than Brock Purdy if he were in San Francisco and not New England. And obviously, you saw that last night. Take your victory lap, Dan, because not that there's a quarterback controversy in San Francisco. Brock Purdy just got paid. But Mac Jones, he showed up wearing the suit that he was wearing and went out and balled out. You do that, you can wear that suit, young man.
Oh, absolutely. He's kind of a weird dude, I think. But, last night, he played so well. I mean, I think that has to be the best game of his NFL career. I can't remember a better one. He was making throws, putting them exactly in the right spots, and just making the right decisions all night long. And man, he looked really, really good.
And San Francisco, they got a win nobody thought they were going to get.
Nobody thought they were going to get that. And again, you and I fell for it. And that's, I've been saying that all year. Whenever it looks too good to be true, it ain't. And there's another example of it last night on Monday Night Football. That betting line went from 3.5 all the way up to 9 at one point. We had it at 6.5, and that it wouldn't have mattered. If we'd taken it at 3.5, we'd have lost. But still, you just never know, man. And that's tough. Tough.
And a big weekend in college football.
No doubt about it. I'm excited about the Texas game. I'll be honest with you. I want to see how they look against an SEC opponent. I know Florida's down a little bit, but the Swamp, always a difficult place to play. No question.
And the Aggies at home, they got a tough one as well. We'll talk about it coming up with the voice of the Aggies.
Absolutely. Andrew Monaco. He's going to join us next here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. Quo, formerly OpenPhone, gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. Quo lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? Quo automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With Quo's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions and use those insights to level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with Quo. Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's quo.com/sports. QUO.com/sports.
Imagine owning coastal land with ocean views and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, October 11th, mark your calendars for our fall one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9 and waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, October 11th. 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9. Texas coastal waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium from only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you get coverage options based on how much you want to pay for car insurance. And then you decide how to spend the rest of your money because you're in charge. Today, you're going to pay down your credit card bill. But you decide when you'll pay it. Before the due date, so those interest charges don't get you. But you decide if you pay it in full. But you definitely should, because again, interest charges. With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, we'll help you find coverage at a fair price. And then you're in charge. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
The Gomez Law Firm is proud to be San Antonio's trusted personal injury law firm for the past 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us. Your firm has been fighting for the people of San Antonio since 1973. That's incredible.
There are not a lot of businesses that stick around for even 50 years, let alone personal injury law firms.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then turn to the law firm that will fight for you. Visit joegomezlaw.com.
And remember, Gomez Law fights.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
It's October, which means it's Oktoberfest time, and Carb Oktoberfest is one of the best out there. It's here for a good time, not for a long time. Get it now at all your stores and in select accounts around San Antonio. Carb Oktoberfest.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The Aggies play here. This is Andrew Monaco, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boy, there it is again, Jason, that velvety voice of one Andrew Monaco. Yes, the Aggies do play here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We're at Gus Stadium getting ready for high school football. Andrew Monaco, on the other hand, is getting ready for a big game in Aggie land tomorrow.
Absolutely. You know, it feels like this long home stretch, although it will eventually come to an end, but another home game tomorrow. Let's talk about it with the velvety voice of the Texas A&M Aggies, Andrew Monaco on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Howdy.
Howdy, my friend. Do you guys just have to wait 7 days for another velvety voice? Or is there one in between?
You're Friday one of a kind, my friend. One of a kind.
I've heard that a time or two.
You're too expensive to book on a Tuesday and a Friday,
yeah,
so
exactly.
we settle for once a week.
Big game last week, Andrew,
yeah.
Although it was an ugly game. And I say that with all due respect to the Aggies. They come out with a win, but they showed that they could win a game that was really just defensive and ugly, for lack of better words.
Yeah, they left a lot of points out there, did they not? They left a lot of yards out there, and the 13 penalties is way too many for A&M. They let Auburn hang around for that Saturday, but the question I think has been answered about this defense, and the defensive line was able to set the tone against Auburn, and I truly believe they did not think Auburn was going to score. It took a 73-yard interception to set up Auburn at the 2, and that's the only touchdown that they get. They got a field goal. I thought the defense was outstanding to stop Auburn all 13 times on third down, to stop them twice on fourth down. I think you could see, again, it was a question after Notre Dame that you had given up 40 points in that one, and your offense, I don't want to say rescued, but let's use it, rescued you and made the winning drive. This time it was the defense. Guys, we hadn't seen that from this team. There were times that they had lost some games late last year. Look, the last time they played Auburn drove for the game-tying field goal, and before it went into 4 overtimes. And USC wins the Las Vegas Bowl with a drive at the end. It was the defense who got really not 1, but 2 stops in just over the final 2 minutes. And I think it was a great sign that you could see that defensive line win. I thought both lines really won the line of scrimmage. I thought the offensive line, they were able to run effectively with Le'Veon Moss. I think that defensive line certainly won that line of scrimmage against the Auburn offensive line. And to me, that defense had a lot of confidence that the Tigers just were not going to score at the end of that game.
And you look at the confidence of the defense, the way they play. Hell, the third down defense. Is it fair to start bringing comparisons to the Wrecking Crew defense?
It's interesting, Jason, because when Mike Elko was here as a defensive coordinator, he never ran from that. Now he knows, how mythical it is and the mystique that goes around that, what R.C. Slocum had with that Wrecking Crew defense. And look, you guys know Dat Win, who was a part of it. So yeah. It's something, but you can't do it just 1 week. You know what I mean? Like that's the beauty of the Wrecking Crew, is that was for years. That's how good it was. And Mike has said that in the past, that when he's had some of those teams, but that's what he wants to build. And the reason why I say that is he doesn't run away from it. Like to him, that is a badge of honor to have that name like it. Now, there were times that they would say, look, Wrecking Crew's the Wrecking Crew. We need another name, but they don't mind Wrecking Crew 2, things like that. But that's what Mike Elko, I think, brings the type of defense is. It's an aggressive defense. It doesn't sit back. It will bring pressure, and you just don't know where it's coming from. It's not from the same position every time, but also if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you've got Deion Hayes winning his battle, hey, we're going to keep doing that until Auburn either keeps the running back in to make that block or an extra tight end, something like that. And I like the way they've adjusted over the course of games as well. But Jason, you make a good point. There are the echoes of that wrecking crew. Can you do it week in and week out now the rest of the season? Then I think it is something that you can kind of describe them. But again, that's the ultimate, I think, when you talk Texas A&M football defense.
Well, yeah, no doubt about it. And that was an amazing defense, certainly. And the Aggies played very well last week. A little bit better offense, I think, coming in this week, though, Andrew, when you're talking about Mississippi State. So another test for that defense. And the Aggies, and I know you're not into this, but unfortunately I am. The Aggies are a big favorite in this game. Do they like being that way, or does Mike Elko even talk about that?
I'm scratching my head why, because I think Mississippi State's better than Auburn, and I can't understand. I don't know what Vegas knows that we don't know. It is an offense, and with Blake Shapen, who we did not see last year when we played in Starkville. Van Buren was the quarterback, a young quarterback, and Shapen had played it at Baylor and really fits this Jeff Levy offense very well, and they've got some good receivers on the outside. It's the running game. Look, it's going to be a very different offense that they're going to face. They're not going to hold the ball as long as Auburn will. So that offensive line has to hold that block for a little bit shorter. And there's an awful lot of eye candy that this defense cannot fall under. They can't be so distracted, but there's going to be things like triple option. And there's going to be a whole lot that you've got to be disciplined on the defensive end. Where I think this is different from the Mike Leach air raid, and not that Leach did not take shots, that they want to score from far is one of the mottos for Mississippi State coming in, and they've got 10 plays of 30 or more yards for touchdowns. They will go over the top, and they will take their shots. And again, with a Brennan Thompson, with an Anthony Evans at wide receiver, they're good wide receivers, and Shapen can get them the ball. That's the test. Can you still be a good defense? You've had to learn now a different defense over this past week, and you have to adapt to that and be ready. 34 points against Tennessee. That's pretty impressive. I know it was an overtime loss, but I thought Mississippi State really turned some heads with the win over Arizona State in one of their non-conference wins, and then what they did with Tennessee. This is a much better team from last year, and overall, from what I've seen, I think they're better than Auburn offensively. I don't know about defense. Auburn can thump you now, but Mississippi State's got some returning players. They've got some people, but I wonder if that's where that's coming in, Joe. And Coach Elko, he doesn't care about that stuff. But it is part of that noise, and I think you do have to address it because it is heard. But I think Mississippi State's offense is better than Auburn's. I don't know if the defense is as good. And to your point, yes, I thought that offense was very balanced last week to get that running game going. Le'Veon over 100 yards, very balanced at 207 rushing, 207 passing. But it was the penalties that really kept Auburn in that game. If you can stop that, and those are the hidden yards, not just the special teams, those hidden yards. And he joked this week. He said he's putting together a Cabo fund that you guys make NIL now. Yeah. If you're making the NIL, I'm going to get some of it. I'm taking Mrs. Elko to Cabo.
Absolutely. And look, I mean, how do you hold those accountable? I love the Cabo Fund, and I love the personality that Mike Elko shows. But to your point about this Mississippi State team, and I watched, with my kid just graduating from Arizona State, I'm following the Sun Devils. That was a heck of a football game and an impressive win by Mississippi State. And something that Mike Elko said this week on the Morning Huddle here on 94.1 is with the transfer portal, they did a heck of a job, and you can't take what you saw last year. You mentioned Shapen. I mean, how many schools has that dude actually played for? It is incredible. So, it's one thing to get them there, but can you get all these new faces to play as a team? And Mississippi State is doing that.
Yeah, Jason, they got experienced guys too. I think that's the key. Now, whether again different schools, and I totally get it, but still, if you played at Northern Illinois, right? You're on a team that defeated Notre Dame last year. I know it wasn't the season that they wanted, but you have that. And I don't think you can replicate the snaps of 3 or 4 years. And I think there's something to bring them in. And here's where I give Jeff Levy a lot of credit. It's something to get them to play together, right? You have guys who are coming in who are believing in something. If they're just coming in for the money, good luck, right? Because then you just have guns for hire. I think he's able to sell a vision of what he wants to do on offense and on defense, and to bring those guys in and to bring in experienced guys. It doesn't surprise me. It's the coming together that I really give him a lot of credit for. The experience and the talent gets you to 4-1, but I think they're 4-1 and with confidence because he brought the right transfers in.
I think you're exactly right. And that's why I think this is going to be a little bit better game than maybe most people think. And I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. Now, again, that Aggie defense can step up and prove me completely wrong. But this could be a game that I don't want to say similar to Notre Dame, Andrew, but it could be that there's a lot of points on the board. I mean, heck, that Tennessee game had over 70 points scored in that thing. And I think we could be headed for something like that.
Yeah. I truly believe with both of these offenses. And again, I know it sounds funny for a team that only scored 16, but when you miss a couple field goals and you have a touchdown called back, now you're looking at 30 points, for Texas A&M, if not more. And to me, the game breakers on each side of these offenses, whether it's Bothwell and Booth at running back, as I mentioned, the Thompson and the Evans as the wide receiver, Traore as the tight end is a really good tight end, and that's the weapons. And to Jason's point, Chapin, he's got experience. He was the Big 12 most outstanding player in a championship season. That's what makes everything completely different. And the defenses are a little bit different, but to me, with that confidence on offense, and I think that's what the Aggies have. And Le'Veon Moss being more healthy than he's been, and they were able to ease him in. We're forgetting that, he tore that ACL at the end of October, beginning of November. So it takes a little while, but he looks like Le'Veon again. And you could see a little bit of that explosiveness of Reuben Owens. They didn't play last year. Reuben didn't play last year against Mississippi State. Last year, the Aggies, they won that game. It was a Connor Wigman game. It was the second to last game that he started. Marcel did not play in that one. But this time around, Mario Craver's in the other maroon. He's with A&M. Casey Concepcion's in this game. That's who Mississippi State has to face this season. Again, with those playmakers, I think it just puts both defenses. At times, I think the defenses are going to be on their heels, and we'll see how they respond to all these weapons.
Andrew Monaco, voice of the Aggies, here on The Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Listen to the game tomorrow, 5:30 pregame kick at 6:30, brought to you by Just Pots. You know what? One of the things, and again, we're in October. Marcel Reed has quieted all the people that questioned whether or not he should be QB1 and why A&M didn't go out there. But he still seems to struggle in some areas against some coverages. For Marcel, is it at this point for the coaching staff to make sure they're calling plays that when the defense is what it is, that he knows he can execute it to help him stay away from the mistakes in areas where he knows he's not going to be successful?
Yeah, I think in the past it was, nothing there, let me run. I think he realizes how valuable he is now, he's got to trust that pocket. Look, the one thing that they absolutely have to address is their third down conversions, despite being undefeated. They're last in the SEC. It's just above 30%. That's not going to get it done. Now, if you're not even getting to third down, that's great. When you're scoring on first and second down, that's awesome. It reminds you of like red zone. Let's just bypass the red zone. But when you're getting to third down, and this is where I think it works in concert with everything, your first and second down has to be good. You can't be stuck in 3rd and 10. Then at 30%, then I think it makes it easier for the defense. This is where I think the penalties came in. When you had a first down and now it's 3rd and something. Or look, Marcel, Auburn brought pressure. I thought DJ Durkin did a nice job in that first half. They brought an extra guy, which you normally don't see from Auburn or from DJ Durkin, and it forced an intentional grounding from Marcel. But the one thing I really like that Marcel's done, I think, throughout his career is, and knock on wood as I say this, the guy doesn't turn the ball over. Like he lives to play another day. And I said that an awful lot with Kellen Mond, talking with Jimbo Fisher. And I never really understood it until you realize, you know what? 2nd and 10 is a lot better than an interception. You don't force it. And I think Marcel's learning some of that, but I still think he's learning on the fly and getting better. So, Jason, to your point, yeah, this is where he and Colin Klein have to say, okay, what are you comfortable in on this down and this distance, right? And you know what? At times, maybe you do run. And when you run, will you run smarter? Do you go out of bounds? Do you slide? Do you make sure you know where the first down is? But I really think if you can get that run game and stay in 3rd and short or those completions, I think that will help. But yeah, you can see it. Like you love the win over Notre Dame, and no shot at Marcel. He missed 20 passes in that game. He was 17 of 37. There were more incompletions than completions. But the one we all remember is the 11-yard completion at the end of that final drive. So he's got that makeup. But some of those incompletions were safe, or he threw it where nobody can get it. Notre Dame couldn't get it, something like that, or only his guy can get it. So I think it's, can you get the ball in the hands? Are you comfortable? That's where I think it comes over the course of the season. With Colin Klein, what's he comfortable calling for Marcel? What's Marcel running from his offensive coordinator?
All right, Monaco, I want to get to know you a little bit better. I feel like I know you pretty well, but this is a question I don't know. I know you love your job. Anybody that listens to 94.1 and hears you call Aggie football or basketball, what you love your job. If you had your druthers, would you Auburn, Texas A&M game or Notre Dame A&M game? Do you like a lot of scoring, a lot of action, or more defense and kind of a physical type game?
I would probably say that Notre Dame game, just by a little. But you know what I've really learned to appreciate? Defense at Kyle Field. You don't have to tell the 12th man it's 3rd down. It drives me crazy in the NFL. It drives me crazy that you've got to tell a crowd it's 3rd down. But there's a buzz at Kyle Field on 3rd down for this defense. There's just something that's why I kind of hesitated. But that stage, the Notre Dame game was, there were so many plays. You're like, I joked at the end of Auburn, like, can we exhale now? Because you weren't sure until it got to all zeros, but you felt the same way. You felt the same way at Notre Dame, but probably with all the highlights and the playmaking, I would have to lean towards Notre Dame. But please understand that we talked wrecking crew. This place absolutely appreciates a sack and the defense and a turnover and things like that.
A big stop late creates highlights, but scores create more highlights.
That's right.
And, I'll answer for Andrew here. You get a touchdown, extra point, you're going to a commercial break. You get a chance to exhale, as he just said. So you get more breaks. You just don't want too much to make the game go 4 hours.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Because,
Monaco doesn't care. He'll sit in that booth 10 hours.
Well, see, those breaks aren't long enough to run down to the bathroom. So, no, you can't have a 4-hour game.
Jason, you're giving away all the secrets now, man.
Yeah, that's what halftime is for. The problem is everybody's using that one bathroom at halftime. Right. There's one.
That's exactly right. I've never understood how stadiums and press boxes have like 3 places to go. That's it. There's way too many people in there. I was going to use another word, but I was going to get myself in trouble.
You've been in college too long. Remember your high school stadium days where there's one and 50, men that are well over 50 that are working the game, all trying to stand in line for that one. Yeah,
that's why I miss going to Arlington, because Brad Sham's booth, he's got a bathroom in the booth. I'm like, when I get to be Brad Sham, I'm asking for one in my booth too.
You know why? Because when they were building that, they actually asked the media, what are your needs? Most of these press boxes, they never consult with anybody that uses it to work in it on what it needs to require, what needs are supposed to be in there.
Yeah, it's a great point. And I always say that to Brad every time we go up there. He's like, it's not my booth. I said, it's got your name on it, Brad.
Yeah,
so does. It's your booth.
And his throne.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Enjoy tomorrow. I think it's going to be a fun game, an entertaining game, and I'm looking forward to it, Andrew. Looking forward to your call as well, right here on 94.1.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Blackout at night. That's going to be electric, I think, tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun. Andrew Monaco, the voice of the Aggies, on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com.
Love that guy. Love that guy. He's great. He really is. So 5:30 tomorrow, pregame show. Aggies, Mississippi State. 7 o'clock tonight. Right here on 94.1. You got another, I was going to call you Velvety Voice, but, I'm with you every day.
Yeah.
So, I can't do that.
Exactly, yeah. Warren and Stevens. And tomorrow, too, over on ESPN San Antonio, AM 1250 and 103.3 FM, we will have the Texas-Florida game.
Oh, outstanding. So if you can't watch tomorrow.
You're out driving around.
Out driving around, tuning in.
Playing golf somewhere.
Well, that too. Yes, all of those kinds of things. You know what we're going to do coming up is right after Sports Center that I will be ready for this time and have?
Possibly.
We're going to give away some tickets.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want to go to Barbacoa and Big Red Festival?
Absolutely.
Stick around.
I love Barbacoa and Big Red.
For your chance to win.
Big fan of that. Yes, you got to be right here and be within earshot and phone shot. As we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Teddy online. Touchdown Vegas. What a wild finish.
Your home for the NFL.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
So you're the new girl, huh?
I am the new girl. Thank you so much for getting me this job.
You got a boyfriend?
No, not right now.
You ever date older men?
You really look a lot like my Uncle Skip.
You like my pants?
I do like those pants. Those are nice.
You want me to take them off? You probably didn't notice, but I'm the governor.
Okay.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV.
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with a Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the new HEB College Park, located at 7330 North Loop 1604 in San Antonio from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, October 4th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Coverage varies by plan. View contracts and exclusions at endurancewarranty.com.
This is an announcement to all United States vehicle owners who own a 2003 or newer vehicle with a manufacturer's warranty about to expire, or no warranty coverage at all. With a struggling economy and the cost of living on the rise, Endurance is now offering an affordable, low-cost vehicle coverage plan to the general public. As of today, you could be one of millions of drivers that now may qualify to have your vehicle protected under this coverage and have all future covered auto repairs paid directly to the repair shop for you. You pick your plan. You pick your deductible. You even pick the repair shop. Roadside service, towing, and rental coverage is included. Get your vehicle protected now and save your wallet from costly vehicle repairs. A toll-free number has been established for you to call for your free 5-minute quote and to see if you qualify. The number to call is 800-291-3143. 800-291-3143. Again, that's 800-291-3143.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, it has been made official. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has officially been ruled out for this Sunday's game against the Houston Texans. Well, the UFL announced today that they're leaving San Antonio. They say stadium constraints and wanting to play in smaller venues are a big part of their reason. At tonight's San Antonio Sports Star High School football game of the week, Warren Warriors against the Stevens Falcons starts at 7 o'clock with a pregame right here on 94.1.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylow.com.
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
And it's the second best day of the week. It's a Friday. It's a football Friday. That's right. We're out at Gus Stadium getting ready for the Warren Warriors and the Stevens Falcons, a game you can hear right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star beginning at 7 o'clock. Jason Minix will have the call for you. I'm Joe Reinagel, and Friday I think is the second best day of the week. It's pretty nice.
It is. It's a great day. You love Wednesdays. You're one of the few. Most like Fridays. Most of us love Saturdays.
Saturdays are good. Saturdays are good, too. There's a lot of good days of the week. You know, even during football season, Monday's not so bad. So it all depends on what time of year it is. But this time of year, pretty much every day is pretty dang good.
You know, any day that ends in Y, and you wake up and get to enjoy the day, I suppose.
Absolutely, yes.
At your age, you have to think about those things.
You know, I don't think about those things. I get up and enjoy life.
Uh-huh.
I have more fun now, Minix, than I've had my entire life. It's fantastic.
You know, it is funny because you think about the empty nest life.
Yes.
Where you can get up and go.
Yes, sir. What do you want to do today? Well, I don't know. How about this? Okay, let's go.
Well, I mean, we're far from that because that sounds more retired life.
Well, I'm talking about on a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
Or Sunday.
Absolutely.
Although that changes during football season, too.
It does.
It does, a little bit. So
nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But it's going to be a great football weekend. A lot of good college football tomorrow. We talked to Andrew Monaco about that A&M Mississippi State game. Texas, Florida. I'm looking forward to watching that Vandy, Alabama game. I'll be honest with you. I think Vanderbilt with their quarterback has got a shot.
You know, I did too a week ago.
Oh, yeah?
Watching Alabama beat Georgia last week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe Alabama's remembered who they are. Maybe they're playing good football. And you know what nobody's doing now? Taking Vandy lightly.
No,
right?
They're not.
And so I do think that's going to be a hell of a football game, but I wouldn't pick Vanderbilt to go win that game.
Well, not to win it, but, we're talking about covering the spread. All right, that's the main thing. Now, I don't know. I know Alabama got up for that Georgia game, and that was big, and they needed to beat Georgia, and they got it done, and they look good doing it. Are they that good, or was it just one of those weeks? I guess we'll find out tomorrow. Or how good is Vanderbilt, for that matter? They've been playing good football. So, I like to see teams like Vanderbilt be in the mix, be in the conversation of decent football teams.
Well, and again, sometimes it is fun to have different teams to talk about that can be in the mix.
Yeah.
Although when it comes down to it, do you really want Vandy to be a part of the college football playoff?
Well, sure. Why not?
No, the answer is no.
Of course I do.
The answer is no.
Then do you really want, I don't know, Arizona State as a part of the play, or Boise State, or anybody in the Big 12?
I mean, Arizona State, yes, I'm biased. I don't mind any of the power schools, but Vanderbilt, they've always been.
They're a power school.
While they have that quarterback. But, it's almost like when TCU went to the national championship game. And it was a lot of fun, and that was a great ride, and that was not an entertaining championship game.
No, it wasn't.
And so it's kind of one of those like, man, these are great, but what would they be like against an Ohio State or Michigan? Beating an Alabama in the regular season, and like they did, that Texas game, was it last year, 2 years ago, up in Nashville, and that was a close game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like them being competitive, but do I really want them? It's like those small schools that get to the Sweet 16. That's cool. I really don't want you in my Final Four, though.
It's a little bit different, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. We're going to find out how good Vanderbilt is. If they get whacked by Alabama this week, then we know they were pretenders. But if they keep that game close and have a chance to win it, then maybe they can hang with somebody. I'm going to tell you right now, the way it looks, I don't know if anybody can hang with Ohio State. That team is playing some good football, and they just look unbeatable at this point in time.
They do, but like every team, at what point will they meet their match?
When they play Michigan.
Well, I mean, it is their kryptonite.
It sure has been lately.
Because while I look at, and I agree with you with Ohio State, I think Oregon, they might be the team to beat. For them to go on the road last week into Penn State during a whiteout game at night, needed double overtime, but for them to walk out of that stadium with a win. And, of course, the narrative on James Franklin, although it's fact, in a big game. But Penn State played great in that game, but Oregon proved to be better. Oregon, in my mind, right now, they would be my pick to win the national championship.
Well, I tell you what, I think if they do win it, they're going to have to go through Ohio State, and then we'll know, because depending on how it all balances out in the whole scheme of things. But I'm just saying, I agree with you on Oregon. I really do. I think Oregon is a solid football team, but Ohio State looks mighty good too. And if we get that as a championship game, I'm not going to be upset about it.
No, and again, the Big Ten championship game, and you think about all the great games tomorrow. How about Navy against Air Force tomorrow morning? I know that's not on most people's radar, but
no.
I mean,
well, Air Force kind of sucks, do they? Or are they any good?
Well, they're not very good.
Yeah.
But anytime the academies meet, it's kind of like Army. Army is down. And one of the things that doesn't get talked about enough, or hasn't been talked about enough, is how the portal has affected the academies, because that's a one-way street.
Right.
And, I don't know if a lot of people know this or not, but you go to the academy, and after your second year, you can make a decision. Are you going to stay, or are you getting out?
Okay.
And if you stay, now you're committed, and then you have to do your service time. Well, a lot of dudes that played early, I think Army lost like 17. Our Air Force lost some. So did Navy. But your underclassmen that were playing well were getting NIL offers to go somewhere else. Like that badass running back from Army last year is now at Arizona State. Why is Army not as good? Because they lost that guy. And, the academies can't go in the portal and bring in somebody, but their guys can leave for the big NIL money, and that's affected the academies this year more so than in years past.
Well, that's interesting.
Army's probably the most because, Jeff Monken was playing a lot of young players, and they went, hey, hey, you really want that life? Or let's go to Arizona State for a bag of cash.
Well, for a bag of cash, and I guess if you have the intention of playing in the NFL, that would be a smart move. If you think you're good enough to play in the NFL, otherwise, graduating from one of the academies is not the worst thing in the world. In fact, it's a damn good thing.
It is. And you've got your life. And if you are good enough to play in the NFL, they make exceptions for those guys. But a lot of guys end up in the academies because they weren't getting recruited by. And, if you were passionate and like, I'm going to go serve, you're not entertained by the portal money. If it was your best option, and you had a job after you graduated guaranteed, then you go to the academy. But after 2 years, a lot of those guys are making the decision. And my guess is you're going to see a lot of underclassmen not getting a lot of playing time because that's the only way the academies can protect themselves.
Exactly.
Don't let this guy get on film.
That's good. That's good. I love watching the service academies play. And Air Force was always one of those teams that it was exciting at one time. Remember, we thought about Army and Navy. It's the triple option.
Yep.
Air Force would actually throw the football around.
Oh, they would.
So, but now Army and Navy have actually changed their theory to some extent.
They all go based on their personnel. If they got a quarterback that can throw, they'll be a little bit more with an aerial attack. If they can't throw it, I mean, we're here at Gus Stadium, and right now on the scoreboard they got the big Stevens Falcons logo. They've gone to what they call the Falcon Bone offense. Years ago, Anthony Boykin had a legit quarterback, and they threw it all over.
Right
now, they're going to run it 60 times tonight, and maybe throw it. If they throw it 3 times tonight, I'll be surprised.
Okay, so let's talk about the Falcon Bone offense. Is that a play on the old Wishbone offense?
Well, yeah, they're the Stevens Falcons.
Well, I get that.
So they call it the Falcon Bone.
So it's the same thing. They're running the triple option.
To a degree, it's a little bit more modern. They got their running back who's a fullback, 2 slot receivers, and you don't know who's going to get the ball.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
That's what we did in Alice, Texas, baby.
Yeah, absolutely.
With those orange jerseys, you didn't know where the ball was.
Yeah. Those wide receivers are more blockers.
Well, those wide receivers.
Weren't you a wide receiver?
They kind of sucked. And so that was, you put them out there.
Yeah.
I catch a football every now and then because we try to surprise people.
In warm-up?
No, actually in a game.
Trick play?
Well, no, not even a trick play. It'd be like a 12-yard hook.
How many catches did you have in your career as a coyote?
That's a good question. I could probably count
Come
that.
on, Al Bundy. 1 hand or 2?
I don't know. It would be 2, I would have to say. But
2 hands.
Look, believe it or not, Minix, back in high school, I could actually run. And I wasn't blazing fast speed, but, I had some speed. It was all right. So the Falcon Bone, I like that. That gives you something to think about with a falcon. I don't know if it's good as a redwood tree for Travis Kelce, but you're right in the same neighborhood, I guess. Unbelievable.
It's all about finding the right gap.
Well,
keep putting that wood down
and opening thighs. That's how it goes, right?
We got soft in the D gap.
Opening thighs and Taylor Swift.
Only you can go from a high school football discussion to that.
Well, why not? It's Friday.
It's the post game
party. It's Friday. Who knew that Jerry Jones is a Swiftie?
He is.
We're going to hear that from the words of one Jerry Jones when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. It's Friday. You have your weekend plans. I'm guessing you don't plan on going to jail, but some of you will. And if you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast. Best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. So if you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
1, 2, 3, come on! South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Sunday at noon, the Cowboys are in the Garden State of New Jersey, taking on the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. Pre-game starts at 11. Presented by AA Best Bail Bonds, the Davis Law Firm, Hornitos Tequila, Connecticut, and Jim Beam.
You like that? How about them Cowboys?
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Guys, it's October, and that means it's time for Oktoberfest, which means in Texas, it's time for Carb-Oktoberfest. That's right. It's an authentic Bavarian-style Marzen mashed with Vienna and Munich malts, cold fermented, and then aged for 6 weeks. This glass of malty deliciousness comes in at right around 5.5% ABV, features traditional hops imported straight from Germany to the Karbach Brewery there in Houston, Texas. Carb-Oktoberfest pairs well with pretzels, bratwurst, but it tastes mighty fine on its own as well. Carb-Oktoberfest, a Texas cheers to beers. It's here for a good time, not for a long time. You'll be able to find it all around town here in San Antonio, as well as their other fine offerings. We've got Love Street, that's their Kolsch Style Blonde, Hopadillo, their flagship IPA, Crawford Bock, Ziegenbock. There's something for everyone in their lineup. Find it all over town, all the stores, but also at select bars and accounts as well. When you're out and about, you're doing your thing, it's always better with a Karbach.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. UMGC keeps your educational goals attainable with no-cost digital materials replacing textbooks in most courses, reduced tuition rates for eligible service members and their families, and scholarships for those who qualify. Get started here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. You and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right can get you paid. Don't miss any of the excitement this football season on PrizePicks, where it's good to be right. When you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, you might not get a lot of wins, but the players, they're still playing. Which ones are overhyped, which ones aren't, you know that. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash. It is so good to be right. You know, last week following the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, the season isn't great, but Dak's throwing for numbers. I keep following. I love what's going on with Dak, and I would keep following the more than as we keep going through the season. PrizePicks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. You love CD Lamb, you love Saquon Barkley, you can play him 3 different ways. And whether it's a friend or a celebrity partner or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create. It's a new feed there on PrizePicks. Listen, it feels great to be right, and being right on PrizePicks means money. Download the PrizePicks app today and use the code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. This is code Alamo to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Monday on the Morning Huddle, we had a full weekend of football, Rob, and it ain't over yet. We got Chiefs-Jags tonight.
Lots to talk about in the football world, but guess what? The NBA is actually playing. The Spurs are getting busy. College football top 10 and 25. Oh, my goodness, it's going to be a great weekend. Monday's going to be better. Get here early. Party starts at 6.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Wow. Little Taylor Swift for you right there. And you heard that, everybody. It was love that did that to her thighs. It wasn't just, there's a dude over there.
Yeah.
So that's good advice from Uncle Jason and Uncle Joe.
Girl dads.
Girls, yes. So make sure it's love before you open those thighs. Although I'm not sure Taylor Swift took her own advice. I'm just saying.
She's now engaged.
Now she is, right?
Stop.
So
I'm just glad when I was young and single that wasn't always the case.
Well, it wasn't always the case. Thank God.
He's Joe Ryan.
Yes.
I'm Jason Minix. We got Barbacoa and Big Red Festival tickets to give away.
Yes. Why don't we do that? Right now, 210-656-3776, 656-ESPN. You can win a pair of tickets to Barbacoa and Big Red Festival, which is fantastic, by the way. And if your caller number?
Well, Taylor Swift's favorite number.
What is it?
Pledge will know.
Pledge knows?
13.
What is it, Pledge?
Nope, it's 13.
Yeah, caller 13.
There you go.
Those tickets are yours.
How about that?
210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Taylor's new album dropped today, and
midnight, right?
Yeah, that's when the day started.
Something like that. Yeah.
Really, when the calendar flipped, that's when it happened.
It was midnight. I'm just giving a time. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying it's midnight.
That's today, sir.
Okay, there you go.
That's today, and
At
today
midnight.
on 105.3, the fan Jerry Jones kind of sounds hopeful that Taylor will make an appearance at his stadium for Thanksgiving.
The answer is I don't want to do anything to jump the gun, but we would have an elaborate seat for her if she should attend the game. There's nobody a bigger fan of Taylor Swift than I am, and but more importantly, we all are. And so I appreciate buying through her Kansas City connection there the kind of interest that she has and that she has brought to the NFL. So I can't get enough. I can't get enough Taylor Swift.
Nice. Wow. Sounds like Jera wants to. Wow, that'd be cool. Now, I don't know why she wouldn't. Is she going on tour anytime soon?
Probably not.
No, but she's going to have to, right, with a new album.
Album, she will, but she's also got to plan a wedding.
She does.
Or somebody will plan one. I don't know.
She'll pay somebody to do that.
I mean, could you imagine the bridezilla she would be?
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, aren't you in the middle of wedding planning right now?
I don't know. Well, it's a whole nother thing. Especially when venues are not ready. Taylor Swift. I mean, she looks pretty chill. And I think if you got as much money as Taylor Swift, I don't think you give a damn about the details. You say, this is what I want, and make it happen.
Look, I mean, Taylor Swift, isn't it tonight down at the Rock Box? They're doing the Taylor Swift listening party.
Is it tonight or was that last night?
I think it's tonight.
All right.
Whatever. I think it's tonight.
Know. Okay.
All those kids have to get out of school. I don't know that they did that at midnight. Pledge, you put together what's on tap. Is that tonight or is that last night? Thanks, Pledge.
Crickets.
It was last night, I think.
It was last night.
Yeah.
So they had a listening party at midnight?
That's the official release.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, I'm just imagining all the 15-year-olds that.
Well, I don't know. According to you guys, there might have been a lot of 25 to 40-year-olds.
Well, that's possible too.
Wow.
I mean, why not? But it's insane the level of fandom that she has.
Yeah, absolutely.
To hear Jerry Jones. Now, is he really a fan? Is he listening to her, or he realizes the amount of dollars that she means to the NFL?
I think that's probably more of it. I can't see Jerry sitting around drinking a Johnny Walker Black listening to Taylor Swift. Maybe he does. I don't know.
I mean, I'm with you, but at the same time, if the grandkids are in the car or at the house, he doesn't control the radio.
Well, I don't see Jerry in a car where there's a radio. I mean, he's in a limo
Every car has a radio, sir.
Well, I'm just saying, just Jerry.
Jerry drives himself. Remember, he got in a car wreck a couple years ago.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we've seen Jerry literally drive up driving himself. There's other times you see him in the back of an SUV, or he takes his helicopter to work. I mean, what's on the private plane?
Interesting. Okay. Is it Taylor Swift?
I mean, it could be.
It could be.
I mean, he's hearing cash registers.
Wow.
I mean, he might listen to that album on his little private jet ride up to New York for the game on Sunday.
He might do that. Boy, how much fun is that? Jerry in a private plane all the time. You and I, that was quite a thrill.
Dude, it's incredible.
It really is.
It's incredible. Now, Jerry's been in the news. Yesterday, a judge ruled not in Jerry's favor on that sexual assault case that's against him. On 105.3 The Fan today, he was asked about those charges and the fact that that case is moving forward.
Well, I think we're into this 7 years, and it's the system. But it's been there for 7 years, and that's all that I can comment about it. But it's the same one that's been around for a long time. And I've allegedly, when I was taking a picture with her after the New York Giant game 7 years ago, I allegedly kissed her. And, of course, I don't remember that or deny that. There's no pictures. There's no witnesses, in my view. And this thing needs to move on down the road.
Well, you've write her a check. I'm sure it will move on down the road. I love how Jerry, but you know what? 7 years ago, I don't know if you kissed somebody. Did you or did you not? And if there's no witnesses or video.
But the case has been going on for a long time. And as Jerry said, that's the legal system.
I think it's the system, but I'm not going to complain about the system that we have in America. It's flawed, but it's the best there is in the world. And so, you just see where it goes from here. But I don't. She's actually had is the godmother or a relationship with. That's how she got invited to the party after the game against the Giants, and so she was there along with several hundred other people, and it just is a case of trying to, in my mind, get money that you don't deserve.
He sure said a lot for saying I can't comment on it.
Jerry, I really can't comment on this, but here,
part of me feels like Jerry knows he didn't kiss this woman or do anything wrong, or he would have written a check.
Well, there's no video or witnesses.
What, at a party with a couple hundred people?
He might have kissed them all. He just can't remember which one she was.
But again, you and I have been with Jerry at parties. There are always people very close by. When you're a billionaire, you have that protection detail that is very good. You got the one guy who's in all those photos, and then there's like two others that are they will be there before you know it.
Right.
Ain't nothing happening to that guy. Now you go back at that same Nobu years and years and years ago. Google this. There was those two ladies in that one bathroom, right?
Right. Yeah.
And Jerry, right? That went away pretty quick.
Sure.
Right. Now there were pictures, but they got a check.
Well, Jerry,
I'm guessing. I assume. Allegedly,
was quite the cowboy, if you will.
He still is.
Well, he can't do a lot of things that he did back then. I'm not sure he's going to be in a bathroom with two ladies. Well, maybe he is. Who knows? I think he's Taylor Swift. He wants her there. Stop. Hey, Travis is on the field, honey. We can go do whatever you want. I'm Jerry Jones.
You were sitting
right on that all week.
You stop, Pledge. You were sitting not next to, near Jerry the other day.
Yeah.
He watches those games intently.
He does.
And you can't bother him while he's at work. That's his job as GM, to sit there and watch every play.
It's a long halftime at Thanksgiving, Minix. Long halftime.
Well, he's got the show. Who? Do we know who's playing Thanksgiving?
I have no idea.
I'm sure they've announced it.
I don't know if they have or not. But yeah, it's a long halftime, so you got a lot of time. And redwood trees down in the locker room. So he's down there. He's got a new nickname now. Thanks to, I wonder, how do you look at it? If you're Travis Kelce, now
we're not going on.
Well,
this
no,
path.
wait a minute. If you're Travis Kelce, imagine the banter in your locker room now. Are they calling him Redwood Tree? Or
I don't think they need the word tree.
And would you okay, just Redwood, or I mean, and do you take that as a compliment? I'd kind of be strutting around. So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna guess that everybody in that locker room knows.
Well, they might.
You've been in locker room.
I have.
Right? They know. All right. They don't need
Tyrone Corbin. Holy cow, it scared the hell out of me. Oh my gosh. Oh, if y'all haven't heard this story,
So we don't need to hear it
well,
again.
I'll just tell you real quick. It's
a long story.
I was a young pup at Ken's TV, and in the Spurs locker room. Actually, they were playing the Utah Jazz, and I was in there for some reason. Might have been the playoffs. And Tyrone Corbin comes walking out naked and spicy. And he was swinging that time,
spicy and naked.
And I'm telling you, dude, that I was like, I didn't know whether to applaud or run. I was like, that dude was just, holy cow.
And I don't want a big, long thing down there.
Well, he did. It was impressive. Project Marvel.
Speaking of big topics.
It certainly is. We've got some information that you need to see if you haven't gotten this in your mailbox. Jason received a nice little booklet, pamphlet. What do you call that thing? It's not a flyer.
It's a mailer.
It's like a little book.
It's a mailer.
If you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, you see that Jason's holding this thing up, and that's what it is. We'll explain.
It's like Tyrone Corbin.
What? I don't know. His might have been bigger. Not sure, but we'll talk about that and explain it when we return here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
My goodness, it is a great football weekend. Make sure you get your Underdog Fantasy downloaded and so you can play, because football season is in full swing, and the best place to make your picks and get in all the action is on Underdog. Make your picks, win money right here in Texas. Love playing the pick'em game on Underdog. All you got to do is go higher or lower on stats. Now, I'm thinking about the Cowboys game this weekend, and Dak Prescott's been playing at such a high level, but with that banged up offensive line, I'll see the number and make a decision. George Pickens, especially with Turpin out, I'd probably go higher on his receptions, maybe yards depending on what it is. What about Cooper Rush against that Texans defense? Probably thinking lower. Get all your picks right. You can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So download the Underdog app. Sign up with promo code STAR to score $100 in bonus funds or bonus entries when you play your first $5. Promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money.
Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
San Antonio Sports Stars 50K Pro Football Pick'em giveaway is back. Head to SASportsStar.com and pick the winners of each pro football game every week to earn points for each correct pick. Highest points each week wins a $25 gift card to Mellow Mushroom. Highest points overall scores $1,000 worth of tickets from A Awesome Ticket. Pick the winning ticket of every regular season game. Win the grand prize, $50,000. This is an Audience National contest across multiple markets. The 50K Pro Football Giveaway. Register and win at SASportsStar.com.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's a little quiet on the border these days. Illegal border crossings at an all-time low because Donald Trump and Senator John Cornyn have been fighting side by side to seal the border. Cornyn has led the charge in the Senate, funding more agents, more technology, and more miles of secure border wall, beating back Biden's border failures, taking the fight directly to the cartels. Cornyn stands with President Trump, voting with him 99% of the time, supporting Trump's nominees, confirming conservative judges who defend our Constitution, and together, Trump and Cornyn put America first. They've worked to keep our families safe and our border defended. Yep, it's quieter on the border now because real leadership gets results. Call and thank Senator John Cornyn, 713-572-3337, and tell him to keep delivering Trump's agenda. Paid for by Lone Star Freedom Project, LoneStarFreedomProject.com.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
George gets justice. You've heard the national lawyer ads. Same story, different name. But when you've been through something traumatic in San Antonio, you need a local team who fights for real results. That's why so many get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. George is from here, listens to people, and fights to help them get their maximum compensation. Call 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com. Principal Office, San Antonio.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponts. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's a football Friday. We're at Augusta Stadium getting ready for a little high school football action between the Warren Warriors and the Stevens Falcons. Jason Minix will have your call. Get you started right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at 7 o'clock with the pregame show. Kickoff at 7:30. I'm Joe Reinagle, and hope everybody's having a great Friday out there. We are. It's been a great Friday. And it's been a lot of fun. I hope everybody else is having some fun on this Friday as well.
Now, if you took the Rams last night, from at least that standpoint, not good. But quick reminder, get your picks in for the Pro Football Pick'em Challenge at sasportstar.com. Weekly winners get that gift card to the Mellow Mushroom. At the end of the year, the local grand prize winner, $1,000 worth of tickets from Awesome Tickets.
I'm just spitballing and guessing here, but I'm thinking there was nobody that took San Francisco last night in our Pro Football Pick'em Challenge.
No. Yeah,
nobody did.
No. And that's straight up.
Yes,
that is straight up.
Which is why I was, I was going to cut my losses there because I had the Rams, and then Sean McVay calls a dumb play on 4th down. They still could have won that game.
Well, they could have, or they could have kicked a field goal and played for a tie.
Well, they could have.
And coming off of a tie, they lost, right? And it's weird. Ties suck. Losing, especially that way, sucks because it was a bad play call. Matt Stafford is hot. Why not roll him out and you leave it in his hands, or have something a little bit more creative at that point? If I appreciate the Stones going for it there instead of settling for the tie.
Yes,
but I hated the play call.
Play call was awful. It just was. You weren't having any success running the ball up the middle at all, and you do that. I mean, and that guy is a good play caller. I mean, he is. And so I'm surprised he didn't come up with something. And look, Matt Stafford played a hell of a game last night. I mean, he was hot.
In the second half.
True. It was all Mac Jones in the first half.
Yeah, Mac Jones the entire game on one leg, playing all beat up.
Yeah.
We're here at Gus Stadium, got a message. I love it when we hear from like SAPD or firefighters that are listening.
I love that.
Officer Rodriguez listening in right now. He's like, hello from across the street at West Patrol. You guys have been killing it all week. I guess West Patrol must be.
Is it across 410 or is it in this area? I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure where the
outside,
substation is. Because
I look over there, there's a baseball field straight in front of us.
I don't know the address of the West Patrol.
I'm not sure, but
quite frankly, any of them.
Either way,
he says I'm out on patrol listening in.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely,
that's very cool. And you remember we were where were we? What was the name of that place?
Stout House.
Yeah, that we had a police officer come and say hello to us. We appreciate you guys very much and appreciate y'all listening. That's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
Very cool. So
very cool.
Thank you and be safe out there.
Yes, absolutely.
When you look at everything going on when it comes to Project Marvel, I know I have been complaining that I'm not seeing enough from the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah.
The education that we were told was going to happen after the term sheet vote was approved. Yesterday, when I checked my mail, I finally got something in the mail. If you're watching on YouTube, I'll show you the booklet that they sent. Very simple, which is exactly what former Mayor Henry Cisneros said needs to be, and very well done. Basically it says 5 numbers every voter needs to know. From the 0, no cost to San Antonio homeowners or voters. The arena will be funded by visitor taxes, not property or sales taxes. What that is at 2% for the hotel occupancy tax. $12 million in rodeo. What the rodeo raises for scholarships, that will grow. $2.1 billion, what the Spurs and their partners are investing in San Antonio. And 100%, the Spurs, not taxpayers, will pay for every extra dollar in cost overruns. And they give a website, howsawins.com.
It's a great website, and it's basically what you've got right there. I mean, they go through and explain it. I went to that. I've not gotten one of those schwanky flyers yet. I'm hoping to, and I'm wondering if it's because – but I do live in Bexar County. I just don't live in San Antonio proper. So that shouldn't matter, right? I mean, I can vote in this election because it's Bexar County.
Well, and I try to. There's got to be a political strategy as to why I finally got one where other people have said they've gotten 2.
Right.
And I'm going to guess, because I understand how marketing and advertising works, it takes multiple impressions to get somebody to act, and it's a mailer. I don't check my mail every day. I don't check it every 2 days or 3 days. And quite frankly, I get the informed delivery from the post office. So I get an email that shows me what's in the mail. And when I see something that I think is important, then I go check it.
Informed delivery.
That's what they call it.
Wow.
You can sign up.
You got to pay for that or what?
No, it's something that you go, my dad's a retired mailman.
I didn't know that.
Well, it's... You don't know a lot of things.
Do you have to have a retired mailman in your family to get that?
No, but it's something that I think a lot of people know about.
I don't know about it.
Well, again, if you're just learning about it, you can do that. You go to the post office website, and I think I was told about it when I was actually at the post office to mail something. I saw a little sign. And
may have to do that. I feel left out.
Well, you should.
I do.
It's, mail every day. You look at it and see junk. And
so you don't have to check the mailbox.
Yeah. Well, because I got to drive, 2 blocks to get my mail.
Do you really?
Yeah. Well, the cluster box is.
Mine's just a little walk down the street.
Well,
so. It's nice to get out. Sometimes you put the leash on the dogs. You take them with you.
How often do you walk by that mailbox without your mailbox key? And don't check your mail.
Well,
you check your mail less than most people.
Well, I do.
You get nasty notes from dude, empty your mailbox. You can't fit anything else.
I checked it last night, and I did not have a nice little booklet in there from the San Antonio Spurs, and I'd kind of like to get one. I just want to be included in this thing. You know?
Want to take photos of mine?
No, I don't. I want to get my own. That's what I want to do.
If you're watching on YouTube, that's a Yeti sticker that I put on there, knowing that I would show this, so you guys can't get my address.
Wow. So you don't want people coming over and
no, I don't.
Well, it's too bad. I know where you live, so
I know where you live.
Exactly. Oh my!
I know your
goodness.
gate code.
Yeah. Well, I know yours too.
You don't know my code.
Well,
you know
not
your
yours.
brother's code.
I can get in the neighborhood.
You can
All
get
right,
in the
so
hell, everybody can get in the neighborhood.
You're kidding, man.
Gated communities are the biggest piece of crap. False sense of security there is.
It's the complete false sense of security. Absolutely. I mean, I got some wings delivered last night because I was a bachelor last night, and you got to give them your gate code. And those dudes, many times I've ordered wings from there. They had to know it by heart.
Well, and you just wait.
Yeah.
And somebody will drive through.
True.
All your different Uber drivers. I mean, those that live in neighborhoods that have like live gate guards.
Right.
Probably a little bit safer.
Well, I would think so, but I don't have that.
No, me neither.
Well,
but
we're not schwanky enough.
I'm just saying. Project Marvel. Vote. Early voting starts on the 20th. And the importance of it, one of the things that we talked about yesterday with former Mayor Henry Cisneros is, as our current mayor says, I don't want to operate from a place of fear. And I've said from the first time I heard her say that, it's not a place of fear. It's a place of reality. Look around at teams that have left communities and the reasons why. And Henry Cisneros talked about the threat of the Spurs leaving, and it's real if the vote doesn't go in favor of the Spurs organization on November 4th.
Well, the Spurs are not going to say that, because the Spurs have been great citizens of our community, and they're good people, and they're not going to get even in the slightest distance of what might sound like a threat. But as you say, there is reality. And the reality is that we have a city like Seattle sitting there 20 years now without a team, because they lost their team and they're now the Oklahoma City Thunder, and they were in the NBA championship. You look at other cities like Las Vegas that has already gotten professional teams, but they're missing an NBA team. They don't have that particular box checked. And then you look at Austin up the road. There will be people the morning after an election loss who are starting to feel their way toward creating an opportunity for the Spurs, which are not owned by the local group alone anymore. We have other investors from other places, and they're going to look at, well, where is a city that's willing to invest if San Antonio is not? So I will just tell you from experience, the morning after an election in which we reject the Spurs proposition, the world is going to change in terms of how many people believe that there's an opportunity to move the Spurs, and what kind of economic proposition they make that is just, too great. The Los Angeles Lakers just sold for $10 billion. What are the Spurs worth on that scale? I don't know. Maybe it's $5 billion. Maybe it's $4 billion. I don't know. But whatever it is, there's people out there who can spend that kind of money to buy a team and move a team. So the Spurs are not going to say it, and I'm not authorized to speak for the Spurs. This is me talking just from what I have seen around the country. And I think we put getting into this debate and even having the potential to lose this election is like walking into a storehouse of dynamite with a lighted match and saying, well, what could possibly go wrong here?
Yeah, exactly. Look, he made a lot of great points, and I think, look, he's not trying to scare anybody. Nobody's trying to scare anybody or operate from a place of fear. This is something that we've seen happen in other cities, whether it's football, or basketball, even in Major League Baseball, it's happened. So I mean, look, the Spurs are a business. They're a business, and they want to have their business succeed. And they feel like at this point in time that they need a new arena to get that done, because, I mean, that's just kind of the way that it is. But the Spurs are putting up a chunk of cash for this thing. And they've pledged $2 billion between them and their partners.
Plus.
And plus. Right. So it's just if we don't do it here, there are places out there. I think Seattle and Vegas are going to get expansion franchises.
Yeah, me too.
I really do. But you still have, you mentioned Kansas City, you mentioned Nashville. Those are cities that would be looking for an NBA franchise.
And I know some people say, nah, nobody thought Oklahoma City would get one.
Right.
Right. And again, I think just because of expansion fees, that's where Vegas will end up. Seattle expansion because the Sonics history stayed with the city. When the Oklahoma City Thunder became the Thunder, they started brand new. So whatever team goes to Seattle will be the Sonics, and they will have that history. They will celebrate their 1979 championship, right? And so I'm with you. Austin, I don't see it. But then again,
there's a lot of money in Austin, though.
A lot, and I don't know, Michael Dell, one of the owners, and that's the other part that is for me. And nobody has said this, but it's not just the Holt family that owns the most of it. They still have majority, but not what it was.
Right.
You know, they got seats on the board, but when you look at the amount of money and those people that got into it are business people.
Absolutely.
And you look at, nobody thought Jeannie Buss would ever sell them the Lakers. Nobody thought Mark Cuban would sell the Mavericks. Nobody thinks Peter J. Holt would be a part of selling, but again, he's just a voice in the room now, a strong voice, but also a strong businessman, and he wants to stay. My concern is if it's no, those other cities, they've got their plans ready. And I don't know that they wait till see what happens on the ballot or if they've already made some inroads. I don't know what plan B is for the Spurs because, I mean, they don't want to think about a plan B. And my first thought was it's $311 million out of a project that's over $2 billion.
But it's the first step.
And if it's a no, can't they come up with another $300 million? But apparently it is such an important part of what they're trying to do. And when you look at A and B, the rodeo aspect of everything is really strong to keep things on the east side and to make sure Freeman and the current Frost Bank Center are used. I was told, think Fort Worth Stockyards, where there's monthly events. So it's not just the rodeo every February and then, they don't cut the grass for 6 months over there. That's not going to be the case. And that's why Judge Peter Sakai is pushing so hard for this. He will join us coming up on Tuesday afternoon, Judge Peter Sakai, and we'll learn more about it. And as we've said so many times, you're going to vote how you're going to vote. Just go vote.
Yeah, absolutely.
What we are trying to do here on the Blitz is provide accurate information like what the Spurs have provided. When I think about the opposition, Cops Metro, and some of the things that the mayor has said, they say all kinds of things, but they're not backing any of it up with any kind of data. None of it. They just don't want any public funds going towards something like this. And this venue money can't be used for low-income housing or some of the other issues that are out there that are needed, but you can't use this money in that way.
Look, another thing that Henry Cisneros said yesterday, and he's absolutely right, and we've said it, and a lot of people have said it. When just look at the amount of business people that are for this project. Here, business people in San Antonio that are for this project. In fact, I don't know anybody that's not, that is a successful business person. If there is somebody, please give us a call and let us know. But I don't think there is. And if there is, there's not many. That just tells me that for a business person in this city, this is an investment, not only for the Spurs arena, but for everything that's going to be around that. It's going to mean jobs, and it's going to mean tourists, and it's going to mean money for this city. And when I hear the other side talking about they need a revenue share, they need this or they need that they're going to get that. There will be an influx. And the other thing that drives me insane, Minix, is the fact that a lot of people, I've heard from a lot of people on Twitter, I say a lot of people, a handful of people that, we got time and the Spurs are never going to leave here and that's not going to happen. And this whole Armageddon thing, look, I hope they're right. I hope they're absolutely right. But do you want to take that chance? I don't want to take that chance. And And I just think this needs to get through, and it's progress for this city. I love this city. I've lived here for a long time, 30 plus years. And I want to see it progress. I want to see it progress. I want San Antonio to be talked about the way Austin gets talked about, and some of these other cities. And I just think that it's time for us to stop with the small town mentality and become a big city that we are. We need to start acting and thinking like a big city.
100% agree. And it starts by all of us going to vote. Early voting starts in October. And that's one of the issues is low voter turnout. Grassroots types that are against things win. That's why there is such a push to get people to the polls. And everybody listening right now, everybody that's chatting on the YouTube, I'm curious. We didn't do a poll question today, and it's too late in the day to try one now. I mean, how many of us voted in the mayoral runoff? Not many. No. I did. And in the initial election, my candidate didn't win, and then in the runoff, my candidate didn't win, and it was all based on Project Marvel. Because I didn't know much about either of the two, except for one was for Project Marvel and one seemingly is against it. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, look, I couldn't vote in it because technically I don't live in the city of San Antonio, but I do live in Bexar County, and I plan to vote in this.
Yeah.
And so it's I just need to get out and vote. Now, Alexandra, and I trust her completely, and I have not verified this, and I probably should, says the deadline to register to vote, if you're not registered, is October the 6th. So if that's Monday. So if that's the case and you're not registered, get registered. It's really easy to do. Get registered and then go vote. And if you're for this project or against it, either way, no matter how you feel, just go vote and make your voice heard. I'd like to see more than about 15% of the people or turnout.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have a lot more than that turnout for this vote. Absolutely. So lots going on. We're live on a Football Friday here at Gus Stadium. Stevens and Warren going to bang heads here a little bit later tonight. We're going to enjoy that right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. When we come back, Dak Prescott, Brian Schottenheimer, they're going to tell us how they're going to play against the New York Jets with a team, well, that probably needs a MASH unit at this point in time. We'll do that when we continue here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com.
Imagine coastal land, ocean views, and world-class fishing just off Matagorda Bay. Well, dream no more. Saturday, October 11th, mark your calendars for our fall one-day coastal land sale at Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point. We're unveiling incredible coastal properties. We're talking 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9 and waterfront properties starting at $99.9, or with a barn dominium from just $169.9. Wow! This gated community boasts a waterfront resort-style pool and cabana, your own boat slip and launch with paved roads and underground utilities. It's all happening Saturday, October 11th. 1+ acre with ocean access just $49.9. Texas coastal waterfront properties from $99.9 with barn dominium from only $169.9. Call now for your private tour at 210-853-0389. Excellent financing is available. Call 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389.
Hey, want to hear something great? Right now at Wendy's, you can get 2 of the #1 selling bacon cheeseburger in all fast food, the JBC, plus medium fries and a medium soft drink for just $8. Want to hear something else great? Double the burger means double the bacon. Now that's a game changer. 2 of the #1 bacon cheeseburgers with fries and a drink for just $8. Gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Request $8 JBC meal deal to obtain discount. Individual items at regular price.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. Mop drop.
Swiffer Power
Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
A smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
It's football season and nothing beats fresh coffee, crisp air, and that locker room energy. Hey, it's Rob reminding you that Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is just a phone call away. From Selma to San Antonio, it's luxury pet care for your four-legged MVP. With over 17,000 square feet of pet paradise, more than an acre of play outside, plus training and spa treatments, this is stadium fun for your furry family members. Call 210-750-1298. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, where every pet's a champion.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want to boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
At Frost, we believe in going the extra mile, like opening more locations to be a part of more communities. Overdraft grace, which means no fee if you overdraw your Frost Personal or Frost Plus account by $100 or less. And the little things like cookies, coffee, or that time when there was a fire at a Fort Worth daycare and Frost bankers entertained 26 kids with snacks and games until their parents could pick them up. That actually happened. Frost, exactly what you unexpected.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, it's the news of the day. The UFL announced today that they are leaving San Antonio. No more Brahmas here in the city. They say stadium constraints and wanting to play in smaller venues as part of the reason. Also today, Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson. He's officially been ruled out for this Sunday's game against the Houston Texans. They'll kick that game at noon in Baltimore. Up tonight, San Antonio Sports Star high school football game, Warren against Stevens.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Joe Reinagle.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
It's a football Friday. I love football Fridays. We're out at Gus Stadium tonight. Stevens and Warren will go to battle against each other. 7:30 tonight, but we'll get you started on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star at 7 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out with us on this Friday. And if you're just getting off work, congratulations. Your weekend is here. You have made it. Congratulations. Go enjoy that weekend. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. We're about to, well, you're not. I'm about to enjoy my weekend, Minix.
What do you mean?
You got a football game to call.
Work.
I'm telling you, man, you work you to
Frito
death.
pie about an hour and a half from right now.
Now, how does Gus?
It's always one of the best.
It's always good.
Always good.
Well, hopefully it's the same
again,
cooks.
The expectation.
Because last week was not so good, was it?
No. Last week might have been one of the worst ever.
Wow.
Last week, presentation-wise, looked good, but then it turned out that it was basically Fritos and nachos with a little hint of chili. Sometimes the cheese to chili ratio isn't as balanced. Yeah, last week it was like 90-10.
Well, it's cutbacks. Chili's expensive these days.
More so than cheese?
I have no idea.
I mean, it's all coming out of a can. You're either going to do it or you're not.
Well, that Rico's cheese is pretty good. Maybe they thought you wanted a little more of that.
Part of having a Frito pie is chili.
Well, I agree.
I mean, the amount of chili that was in there looked like they had scooped chili into something, and what was left on the spoon went into the cheese, and that's what ended up in the dish.
Well, I blame John Robbins.
How do you blame John Robbins? Well, he doesn't scoop it,
but he saw them scoop. He could have said, "I need a little more chili in that."
I don't know that you can tell them that. Right?
They just hand it to you. That's it.
And again, in defense of John Robbins, who probably should be a little more picky. He doesn't want to be a Karen at a high school concession stand. But at the same time, if we're getting true evaluations, right, he goes there. They don't know that that's being judged. It's like the guy reviewing restaurants. If you're a restaurant and you know that the review guy is coming in, your best server and your best table and all that's going to be there. If you just pop in on a random day and that's how that should work.
Well, that's how it's supposed to work. Yes. Right? You're not supposed to know that.
Exactly. So John can't say, dude, you're going to get ripped.
Ah, that's true.
Yeah.
So we're Comalander last week, right?
It was Comalander.
So that's that's on the bottom of the list right now.
Way on the bottom.
Way.
I mean, it was that bad.
The pressure is on.
And some people saw the photos and were like, that actually looks pretty good. And again, they're right. It did look good.
I didn't think it looked good.
Well, because you didn't see any chili.
Well, exactly. There was a lot of cheese.
A lot of times it's the chili, and then the cheese gets dumped over. It's sometimes too much cheese.
Yeah.
Here, so right now the ratings have Lenhoff, Ferris, Heroes, and Comalander.
All right.
And Gus will get added to the list tonight. Last year, Gus came in second behind Alamo Heights. Comalander last year, 1, 2, 3, 4. They were fifth.
Oh. So they're down on the list.
Now they're down on the list.
Oh, we don't have a game at Alamo Heights this year, do we?
We don't.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
We have to go there and just get a Frito pie, Wagyu style.
He's been playing too many Thursday and Saturday games. I don't want to be on TV.
Well, they're pretty good.
Well, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
They need to be on TV.
They should.
That's for sure.
It's hard getting into these games.
Yeah.
I mean, people don't realize how difficult of a job it is to come up with a game of the week. And then to get into stadiums.
Huh.
A lot of work that goes into that.
I have no problem. I just show up and walk right in.
You do nothing.
Exactly.
I just tell you where to go.
That's exactly right. I had a whole list that Pledge sent me at the beginning of the year on emails. And so I just look at that. And we're here. Okay.
Yeah. Who puts that list together?
We're at Gus Stadium.
I do.
Yeah, well, that's good, man. That's good.
Next week we'll be at Southwest Legacy at Titan Stadium. Never been there.
Maybe I'll wear my Vince Young jersey out there.
Sure. You'd be the first person that's probably ever done that.
Probably.
I mean, nobody else has ever thought of that.
Yeah. It's funny because on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, Coyote there says, I think Joe is Bill Taylor. Interesting that he says that. I was at a place yesterday having lunch, just alone, just grab a quick bite.
Uh-huh.
And there were these two ladies at the table just right there across. And as I'm getting up, I'd paid the check and I'm getting up and say, excuse me, are you the weather guy? And after I wanted to slap both of them, I was like, no, I'm not the weather guy. Still happening. I haven't been on TV in damn near 4 years.
You're on YouTube every day.
Well, that's true. But I'm just saying, I haven't been on Ken's 5.
I know it.
But I'm still Bill Taylor.
At least they're not asking if you're Steve Brown.
Well, that's true because he's been off a lot longer than I have. But yeah,
did you tell him who you were?
I did.
No, I'm the sports guy. My name is Nate.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I said, but I used to work with Bill Taylor.
Yeah.
And oh, you're the sports guy.
See,
I was always like the last. It's like the last. Oh yeah, the sports guy. We turn it off after Bill Taylor.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, after 8 minutes of weather, they didn't have time for another 2 minutes with the sports guy.
That's exactly right.
They unplugged it.
Well, that's it. Unplug it, baby.
Unplug it, baby.
Man, that girl sounds like she's having a good time. I don't think that's ever going to get old. I'm just saying, that's never going to get old. That's got to be a permanent part of the list, Pledge.
I'm just serious.
Unplug it, baby.
10-10 wins where that happened. What the fallout has been.
Well, I don't know, but if you weren't with us yesterday, shame on you. But that's where that came from. What is it? 10-10 wins in New York? Is that where that is? Is that
yes,
New York?
New York City, yeah.
So they had somebody hacked into them, I guess, or
it's just
crossed wires or something.
Wrong something, yeah.
Well, then what is he watching porn on his?
I mean,
spicy and naked.
Kind of seemed that way. I don't know.
Get one more, Pledge.
Unplug it, baby.
That's hilarious.
I'm so glad your wife is coming home today. She's been out of town all week.
A couple of days.
It's been a long couple of days for Joe.
It's all good. It's all good. That's
on our YouTube page. Frank Valdez says the Frontier Bowl always wants y'all. We will be at the Frontier Bowl this year.
Oh, good.
That's a tradition.
Good. Is that still at Harlandale Memorial?
Yeah, it's where it is every year. The barbecue.
I love that
we'll be
stadium.
out there at 10 a.m. for that game.
Dude, I love that stadium.
Yeah, the stadium is great, but the pregame tailgating is incredible.
That's always been one of my favorite. Well, there in Central Catholic's always good.
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
Tailgating.
Yeah.
It's always been good. It really has been.
Yeah, but the Frontier Bowl and last year's game was incredible. I can't wait to get out there.
That's such a big rivalry,
well,
man.
And last year we went to Southwest for Southwest and Jay. We were at Dragon Stadium. This year we're doing Southwest versus Southwest Legacy at Titan Stadium. I'm curious if the Titan Legacy fans, do they put on the same kind of show? Remember, they were bringing us those street tacos and all that other food, and
that's right.
It was hard to work in a Frito pie with everything else going on. We did. But admittedly, there we had a couple of bites and went on to the rest of the food.
Well, that's going to be cool going out to Southwest Legacy next week. But tonight we're here at Gus Stadium.
Yep.
Stevens and Warren. 94.1 is where you can hear it. Jason Minix has the call. 7 o'clock is the pregame show. 7:30 is the kickoff here. So be sure and stay tuned for all of that. Sunday, noon, the Dallas Cowboys take on the New York Jets, the winless New York Jets. But that Cowboys injury report came out today, and it reads like a long, thick novel. Lots of guys on there. Lots of guys already been ruled out, and several others questionable. How in the world are they going to manage that? Well, we'll talk to the head coach and the quarterback when we return here on The Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and AARP Texas are sending Cowboy fans to Jerry World to see America's team play all season long. How do you get in on the action? Head to sasportstar.com now and register to win. sasportstar.com. Live it up with the boys in the Big D from AARP Texas and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolfpack.
Eddie in Alabama. 06 Mustang GT Shaker 500. $5,000.
All right, I'll think about it.
Charlie, have you noticed that we have trouble coming to terms with customers in Alabama?
Yeah, they're kind of like hard-ass like Oklahoma.
The common denominator here is meth and great football.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi.
My name's Jason Thompson. I've been representing people injured in traffic collisions here in San Antonio for more than 30 years. After a collision, I've spoken to many people who wanted to believe that the other driver's insurance company would be fair and they really didn't need an attorney. They thought that the insurance company would pay their medical bills and do the right thing. I wish that were true, but trying to go it alone is a big, big mistake. If you have been injured, please know the other driver's insurance company has adjusters and attorneys working against your interest. If insurance companies were trying to get to heaven, I'd be out of a job, gladly. That is just not the world we live in, though. Call me as soon as you can if you are injured in a traffic collision. I do not charge anything to review your case with you. I'll tell you what you need to do and what you should not do. If you want a smart and fair result, you'll need to make smart decisions along the way. And that is what I do. You and I will make smart decisions for you and your family, and we'll get justice and fair results. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 900-0400. Or go to my website, alawyerforus.com.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only 100% night harvested agave. And you might be saying, well, why do I care when it's harvested? It allows the agave to be harvested while it's resting and out of the brutal heat. Benefits to workers who would normally work into the heat of the day. It's just better for the flavoring. And speaking of flavoring, it's 100% additive free. No flavoring, sweetening, or coloring added, and it's unfiltered. Live your life unfiltered and do it with Blue Star Tequila. Find Blue Star Tequila at Alamo City Liquors, Costco, Specs, and Total Wine.
Prepare for a cosmic convergence like no other. SpaceCon 2025 landing in San Antonio October 24th to 26th. Meet legends from across the galaxies. Elizabeth Olsen, Brie Larson, Paul Bettany, Ian McDermott, Karen Gillan, Carrie Ann Moss, David Duchovny, and more. I've been waiting light years for this. SpaceCon 2025. The universe is ready for you. Tickets available at spaceconsa.com.
Dallas Cowboys head coach Brian Schottenheimer goes one-on-one and has some fun with the morning huddles. AJ and Rob, Friday mornings.
Where do you think you guys are right now compared to where you hope you can be?
You know, we're not where we need to be. And again, I think when you look at it, the main objective for us is to win. And with our record being 1-2-1, we've obviously not done that enough. And there's been moments that the defense has played well, and we haven't been able to feed off of that. And then there's been times where we've scored points, taken the lead, and the defense hasn't been able to get the stop to put the game away. And a lot of it's just learning how to finish.
Brian Schottenheimer's unfiltered look at the Cowboys' upcoming game. Friday mornings, presented by AA Best Bail Bonds on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Always great running into people that you haven't seen in a while.
Oh, Charles Bruce.
Charles Bruce walking in here.
Long-time coach. Now he's an athletic director.
Yeah.
Here with NISD.
Yeah, you kind of expect him to come in here with a coat and tie on, you know? I mean,
No.
He'll never do that.
No, but he came in and said, hey, Mr. Taylor, how's everything over here?
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Kidding.
He did not do that.
He didn't recognize you.
Didn't recognize you. And they said, yeah, you got that stuff on your face.
Exactly. Exactly. He is Joe Reinagel, also known as Billy T.
Yeah.
With his goatee.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Billy Goatee.
Billy
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, you can now hang out with Axeman and
I avoid Axeman and Bobcat. Kitty. Is AJ's a kitty?
I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know how that works.
I
don't want to know.
I care to know.
He's Joe. I'm Jason. Lots going on today, and I've been kind of going back and forth with a dude on Twitter about the Brahmas. And on Twitter, a guy named Chris J. Vett said San Antonio just cannot support pro sports. And I wrote, this had nothing to do with fan support. And he says, has everything to do with it. If you can't create enough revenue to financially support the locations you're playing in inside the city that you're playing in, then you can't support it. By all accounts, this has nothing to do with fan support or revenues. These are stadium issues that they have in San Antonio, Memphis, and Michigan. And they want to go to smaller stadiums. Now, they are staying in St. Louis, so you can kind of say, well, what's up with that? St. Louis leads the league in attendance, but that stadium has also been very accommodating to everything the UFL has needed. Like last year, the Alamo Dome, and it's not a knock on the Alamo Dome by any stretch. The Alamo Dome stays busy.
Yes.
You might not realize it, but there are things going on in the Alamo Dome all the time. This weekend, it's a home and garden show.
They're a business.
Next weekend, it's a UTSA game. And in the spring, there are all kinds of events in the Alamo Dome, and it gets booked. The UFL last year could only play 4 home games because the Alamo Dome was busy. They were booked before the UFL could finalize their schedule. The Alamo Dome can't wait. One of those home games for the Brahmas was played in St. Louis that also hosted the championship game. That building is very accommodating. When you look at the information, it is about working with stadiums, and they do want smaller venues. And the Brahmas did have great fan support, and they also had great support from local sponsorships. Evan and the staff there, Michelle, have done an incredible job of getting local businesses to sponsor and support them financially.
Yeah.
So in this case, unless I'm proven wrong down the road, I don't think initially this has anything to do with fan attendance or lack of being able to generate revenue. They had a ton of ticket sales. Now you look at some other cities that we knew they were going away. That's exactly what it was. And those were like Houston, where you've got all these other leagues that they're competing against. In Houston, you have, the Rockets, and you have the Astros, and you have so many other things that are in all the colleges competing for that same sports entertainment dollar. It just wasn't working there. So that one made sense. That one, I would say, yeah, they just didn't get the fan support. In San Antonio, at least right now, I say that's not necessarily the case. Partly, too, because several weeks ago, I had a phone call from somebody that was talking about stadiums and alternate places to play. We talked Project Marvel, so I thought this conversation was more along the lines of, what are they going to do when the Alamo Dome is going through their renovation projects? Now that I think back about said conversation and what we're reading today, I'm thinking they knew the Alamo Dome wasn't it, and could there be other places in San Antonio? Because we talked about Alamo Stadium, we talked about Toyota Field, we talked about, and I'm going to guess UIW, that they probably looked at those, and for whatever reason they couldn't work out deals. I don't know that. I've texted people in the league. Nobody's coming on right now. We're going to learn more next week.
More information next week, right?
But it is a kick in the nuts, right, for San Antonio. it is, because it's another pro sports franchise that has left San Antonio.
Very true. And by the way, I read something today that both, I don't know if it was Michigan or Memphis, we were out, both of those teams are out as well. San Antonio was like 3rd in attendance.
Yeah.
Memphis was 4th, or Michigan. I can't remember which one it was. So it had nothing to do with attendance. Absolutely nothing to do with attendance. People are hungry for football here. They are. And folks need to get out and support UTSA a little bit more, because that's some good football, and they play some good. Yep. So that's what we've got, right? And UIW and Trinity, for that matter. It's good football, and come out to the high school football stadium. But I'll be honest with you, Jason, and I don't know if it's going to happen again, or if there'll be another league, or if the UFL will come back. But I'm tired of being a minor league city.
Yeah,
I really am. And none of these teams have survived for whatever reason. And it's just, it is. I think you when you play with people a little bit too long, whether it was the Commanders or now the Brahmas, and you pull out the rug out from under folks, I mean, it leaves a bad taste in their mouth. And I really hope that if the Alamo is done and Project Marvel's done and it's expanded, I'm not saying we're going to get an NFL team. I don't know if we will or not. I don't think we ever will unless we partner with the city of Austin and make it happen that way. But I would rather put all our resources into something like that than to have another minor league football team come into this city.
I know former Mayor Ron Nirenberg talked about, in however many years we're going to be as big as Chicago. And that was always his goal, NFL. And until we get there, you support projects like this. Mayor Ron Nirenberg was huge in getting the UFL here. The Commanders, man, it was great. And,
and people loved it. The fans poured into those games.
The week it all went south. And the reason it went south is because the guy didn't have money. Right. Even though Ebersol said he had money, didn't have money, all of that kind of stuff. You can Google it and read about it. But, that week, the Commanders were going to host Memphis, 55,000. They were going to open up the upper deck because some dude named Johnny Manziel played for the other team.
Yeah.
It was going to be great. And that Tuesday, it got ripcorded. It's not the same with this, but part of that conversation, this guy that has invested a lot of money has different ideas. The UFL, let's backtrack. The old XFL and the USFL were both kind of made for TV events. They're TV products owned by Fox, right? And so they weren't as worried about attendance. They wanted to sell tickets, don't get me wrong. But it did look bad on TV when you saw, like in Birmingham, they only put people on one side.
Right.
San Antonio, 15,000, 20,000 people in the building, 12,000 people. It looks small or empty because the stadium is so big. Where if you look at the DC Defenders, they play in a small stadium that's packed, same number of people, but it's a funner environment. This guy, from what I was told, likes smaller stadiums because it's much more of a fun in-game atmosphere. And they've changed philosophy from instead of just a TV sport, it needs to be much more of a fun environment.
I agree with all of that, and that's great. And that's the way they want to do it. My problem is, I've heard this forever. Well, we're going to bring this in, and if the fans support it, then that'll get somebody's attention. And it happens every single time. The fans have done their part.
Yep.
And so that's why it really just leaves a bad taste, certainly in my mouth, when I see stuff like this, because the fans go out. The fans support the product, and they've done that. And so I just don't want to hear that anymore. Well, we need to support another minor league team. I just think, look, it goes all with the Project Marvel. We need to become that city that's attractive, that has the facilities, that has the stuff, and this small town mentality that some of our politicians have and some other people here, it's just got to go. It's got to go. We need to jump into where we're at. We're the 7th largest city in the country. We need to start acting like it.
Well, and you look at the Missions getting their new stadium. Hopefully, when they move, when that thing is built, more people will go. Oh, I don't want to drive all the way out to where it is now. It's too, well, those excuses are going to be gone when they go downtown. You look at what we have had and add the Brahmas to the long list of football teams that have tried and failed here. And if they're not staying, they failed. Now, after 3 years, I thought the Brahmas were in good. And, the end of last year, and I've seen other people, post, but things that conversations I've been a part of. We were already planning for like Wednesdays with Wade or whatever it was going to be next year.
Sure.
The Brahmas front office staff has been at events over the last several months, including last weekend on social media. I don't think those people knew that the clock was ticking.
Doesn't sound like
this. Seems like this was done way above board. I'm guessing those people were shocked when they were told, hopefully yesterday, not in the email that everybody that bought tickets from them got today or saw it on social media. Hopefully they had a little more of a heads up.
I hope not.
But I've also been a part of this before, and sometimes you find out about it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I remember with the Commanders, we were at practice. Practice was going on when the plug got pulled.
Oh, geez.
And
that was a clown show.
It was. That
was a clown show.
But that was all because, Ebersol sold to the other dude, and the other dude just,
Ebersol was nothing but and no offense to car salesman, but he was a car salesman. I mean, he was a carnival barker. That's what he was. He came in here and sold everybody a bill of goods and made things sound exactly how he wanted to be. It's going to be pro football, private planes.
Oh, dude, we were treated like NFL.
Well, sure.
And again, I think I'm one of the few that got paid for 11 games because of my contract. But we contracted with another city.
Right.
But they spent money stupidly.
Yes.
We had, private planes, charters. The UFL, they share a plane. Each team had their own.
Yeah.
Police escorts. Nobody shared a room on the road. It was great, man.
Sure.
We were going on NFL budgets. I did a couple of NFL Network games where I'm my only dude. I'm in a wheels up plane going to do a game. The hell, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But it was Ebersol, yes, to your point. But I think Charlie got screwed by the guy, that Fowler guy that he thought had all the money that turned out didn't have all the money.
Right.
I mean,
well, that's what I mean.
He got duped as well.
Yeah, I think, or somebody was sold a bill of goods, and it trickled down into San Antonio and the other cities. And I'm just done with the promises and the expectations.
I agree.
Honestly, I really am.
And while it isn't the same, the San Antonio Gunslingers, it's fun.
Sure.
Arena football is fun. Now, it's not 11-man football. It's different. But if you want to just go watch football, family entertainment on a Saturday night.
That's a whole different ballgame. It really is.
It is so much
entertaining.
Fun.
Absolutely.
While you're there.
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. People say, well, I see highlights on TV. Nobody's in the seats. Well, there's like 1,000 or 1,500 people on the floor in those field suites. And, you might catch a player, get hit, catch a football, drink beer, and that's great entertainment.
Yeah, fun.
Great entertainment. Yeah. That's now what we have when it comes to football in San Antonio in the spring. Obviously, UTSA and UIW and Trinity, high school football. But in the spring, you're jonesing for football, and I like any kind of football. And, man, I have a lot of fun at those gunslinger games.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, it's a shame what happened today. It kind of caught everybody by surprise, certainly us. That news broke right before we came on the air at 2 o'clock. Yeah, and so we were like, whoa, what happened? But there it is. And I haven't seen anywhere. I've seen some people on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page say that the Brahmas are just going away. I don't know if that's the case or not, if they're going to another city. But all of that will happen. As Jason mentioned earlier, he had a text exchange with Daryl Moose Johnston.
Well, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, you weren't?
I was just saying somebody pretty high up.
Oh, sorry.
But it can't be Moose. I mean, anybody that's listening to the show enough knows who I know.
Well, of course. So it's he said there'd be more information.
Yeah, more information next week.
Sorry, Moose.
He could not come on today.
Yeah, sorry. Well, and I get that. With this news breaking, I don't know what kind of plans they're doing or what they're doing. The problem is, again, I just feel like the rug has been pulled out because we had a decent relationship with the Brahmas. Talking to Wade Phillips every Wednesday, it was fantastic.
Well, and I know Tim Morrow, who runs the San Antonio Zoo, tweeted out, just 10 months ago, I sat in a meeting with other community leaders and officials from the XFL and UFL, including their president, Russ Brandon, Daryl Johnston, to hear them tell us how dedicated they were to San Antonio. Quote, this is an open discussion about what it means for the UFL to be in San Antonio and how the Brahmas can become a more integral part of our city while leveraging the UFL's national platform to reinforce the success of the professional sports landscape in San Antonio. And everything that I have heard up until today was how committed they were to San Antonio. I know Moose loves San Antonio.
He does.
I know Wade Phillips loved having the team here, the players when they were here, and the fan support. This is the new guy looking at things, and I'm going to guess, I don't know this, I'm going to guess, reading that email, the dates they need for the Alamo Dome aren't available. And remember last year, they had 4 home games instead of 5 because the Alamo Dome wasn't available. And a couple of weeks ago, I'm talking to somebody up there, not Moose, but somebody else, about other alternative stadiums in San Antonio.
Well, it's interesting. There are a few here, but I guess they couldn't make that work. And so they pulled the plug on our UFL experience here in San Antonio. So we'll see what happens with the league and where they go and how it looks, quite frankly, because I'll be honest with you. Not that I'll watch a lot of games, but I want to see where they went and how they do it and what the stadiums look like. So interesting stuff. I'm seeing a lot here, and I guess this is true, and it rings a bell. On our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page, there's a conversation going on there, and it's talking about you can't wear Spurs gear when you go to vote on this. And I know that's I'm not saying that that's true. I haven't confirmed it personally, but a lot of people are agreeing with that. That is true, though. You can't wear if you're going to vote for, I don't know, Gina Ortiz-Jones, you can't wear a shirt that's got her picture on it. I'm not sure if that's true or not. We'll find out. I find that interesting.
Well, they need to add that to the mailer. So one day we don't want you to wear Spurs gear.
Yeah, don't do that. But we'll see, and I'll try to verify that as we go to break here. We're going to come back. We got our prime picks Woo! Oh, Ryan Eagle's gonna brag. Minix and Pledge are so far back. It's unbelievable how far back they are.
It's early.
Unreal. Prime Picks next here on the Blitz on San Antonio Sports Star.
If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro. Sam has a full line of whatever it is you need. You need your logo on a nice golf shirt, fishing shirt, dress shirt. Go see Sam. He's got all the big name brands. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Under Armour, Port Authority, to name a few. He now has a full line of Tommy Bahama. So if you want your logo on a nice Tommy Bahama golf shirt, Sam will get you taken care of. Quarter zip, jacket, Tommy Bahama, go see Sam. You need caps done. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps, Katie caps, Nike Cap America, to name a few. You need T-shirts, screen printed, go see Sam. Nobody has better prices. He's the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big. All items do come with a warranty. Call 210-824-3900, 824-3900, or better yet, go by that massive showroom down on San Pedro, about a mile inside Loop 410, right there across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Dallas Cowboys fans, come on down!
It's AJ and Rob from the Morning Huddle, and you could be the next contestant on
The Stat Is Right.
Every week leading up to the week of the Cowboys home game, AJ and Rob toss out a Cowboys player and a stat from the upcoming home game. Passing yards, rushing yards, number of times Dak adjusts his wristband mid-play, or perhaps CeeDee Lamb mouthguard chews per quarter. Whatever. All you have to do is predict that stat, get the closest, and bam! You're headed to Jerry World with a pair of tickets to the next Cowboys home game. Think of it like The Price is Right, but instead of winning a blender, you get to scream, "How about them Cowboys?" inside AT&T Stadium. So study up, Cowboy Nation, and listen to the Morning Huddle to play. The Stat Is Right, only on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, long nights monitoring cyber activity, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training. We call that credit where credit is due. Whether you're active duty and looking at what's next, or a veteran looking for something new, our degrees and certificate programs teach the application of emerging technologies and enduring life skills. So get started on a degree or certificate with personalized local support services and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. At UMGC, turn your military rank into college credit. Eligible enlisted service members and previously enlisted veterans may receive up to 12 credits for select undergraduate courses based on their rank, and up to 90 credits in total for prior learning, military experience, and training. Visit umgc.edu/SATX to learn more.
Hey, Cowboys fans, want to kick off tailgate season with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, Rowdy, and a Dallas Cowboys legend? Stop by the HEB Plus, located at 4100 New Braunfels Avenue in Macrelis Market, San Antonio, from 9 a.m. to noon on Sunday, October 5th. You'll even have a chance to enter to win tickets to an upcoming Dallas Cowboys home game, as well as tour the Hall of Fame bus and more. Don't miss out as we roll into town for the Dallas Cowboys tailgate tour presented by HEB.
911, what's your emergency?
October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month in San Antonio. 7 domestic violence calls happen every hour. The time to end domestic violence in our community is now. Step out of violence. You are not alone. Call 211 for help. Call 911 if it's an emergency.
Talk about stepping up! Bang! Bang! It's time to level up your game. Introducing the all-new ESPN app. All of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the most live sports and the best championship moments.
The electricity is palpable.
Step up your game with no annual contract required. It's the ultimate fan experience. Level up for more on the ESPN app or at stream.espn.com. Sign up now.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your RV wins.
What, are you going to take the RV to the mountains or go pick up your dry cleaning? RV wins! Are we cleaning the gutters or taking the RV camping? RV wins! Are we getting a new passport or cruising up the coast? RV wins!
Don't forget, you got that trip to Sweden coming up.
Oh, yeah, passport, then RV. Yeah!
With Progressive, you can bundle your RV with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings in your RV. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states and situations.
Hey, it's football season and your furry MVP deserves a win. Hey, it's Rob, and reminding you, Bluebonnet Bunk and Biscuit in Selma is a luxury pet care resort with over 17,000 square feet of fun, plus training, spa days, and acres to play. Book today at 210-750-1298.
Hi, everybody. It's Joe Reinagle. You know, summer is behind us, so now is the time to get your roof inspected and be ready for whatever winter has in store for us. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. They're a local family-owned company. You know, the folks at Stevens Roofing deal with the same weather we do. Your roof protects your home. It protects your family. For comfort, confidence, and peace of mind, get your roof buttoned up for winter. Call Stevens Roofing and Solar, 210-785-0994, or go to stevensroofing.net.
Think Verizon, the best 5G network, is expensive? Think again. Bring in your AT&T or T-Mobile bill to a Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Now, what to do with your unwanted bills? Maybe turn them into paper airplanes headed to See Ya Never AT&T and T-Mobile. Jokes aside, the best 5G network has you covered with the most ways to save on plans, streaming, and phone deals. So bring in your bill to your local Verizon store, and we'll give you a better deal. Rankings based on Root Metric True Score Report dated 1H 2025. Your results may vary. Must provide a postpaid consumer mobile bill dated within past 45 days. Bill must be in the same name as the person redeeming the deal. Additional terms apply.
Coach Saban here, and let me tell you, every second matters. Preparation is everything, and that's why I trust Kidde Smoke Alarms.
And as North America's #1 home fire safety brand, they're built to respond over 25% faster to smoke detection. Kidde helps protect what matters the most. Find it at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. #1 claim based on total household installations as of December 2023. 29% faster average smoke detection based on internal testing of smoldering wood fires for Kidde 9th edition versus leading competitor 8th edition products.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday evening at 6:30, the Aggies take on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Presented by Just Ponce. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is a football Friday, y'all, and we're at Augusta Stadium tonight for Stevens and Warren. It'll be right here. All the play-by-play. Jason Minix will have it for you. Beginning at 7 o'clock with the pregame show, 7:30 kickoff out here at Gus Stadium. I'm Joe Reinagle. He is Jason Minix. This is the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. And just to clean up a couple of things, that is true. I have got a lot of people send me stuff. I verified it myself. You cannot wear, and it's not just Spurs stuff. It's anything that supports a particular candidate or any kind of thing that you're voting on. You can't be within 100 feet of the polling location wearing those kinds of clothes. So just keep that in mind as you go to vote, however you're going to vote. You can't do that, which is interesting. I didn't know that.
You know, it's interesting because it's not just the Spurs, but say stock show and rodeo logos are going to be barred. The 100 feet. So I guess the people in the parking lot with the signs and that sort of
stuff.
They're
okay.
Because they're 101 feet or more.
Yes.
Interesting.
They're okay. But
so if the Spurs Coyote shows up,
he's got to stay outside.
101 feet.
101 feet.
Okay.
He can be there, though.
Sure.
Yeah, if you walk up to a polling location and people are, handing you stuff and say, vote for this guy or that girl or whatever the case may be, that's fine.
What if, I guess it would be somebody that's going to vote no. What if they show up wearing a shirt that just says Austin or Las Vegas?
I guess that'd be okay.
Why?
I don't know.
Would that be a subliminal message?
I don't know.
I mean, what if they're wearing what's a moving company?
Mayflower.
A Mayflower shirt or,
I've never gone to
my three sons or
a
whatever
polling
it is.
Location
all my sons.
And have my vote switched by what somebody was wearing or by the people that are out there. I mean,
I took a poll.
when I go to vote, I have a pretty good idea of who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah, well, you have a pretty good idea, or you know.
Well, I know.
Unless you don't know what it is, and then you just get up there and you try to figure it out.
Jacob Eric on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page says, what if Sean Elliott shows up to vote? Can he?
Well, Sean's going to vote.
Well, I'm just saying.
He's not wearing Spurs gear.
He's not wearing that. Right?
I was in line once with David Robinson, although goes to the same place you go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll see, but there wasn't a Spurs thing on the ballot.
But, I think you kind of know, when Peter J. Holt rolls up,
how he's going to vote.
Yes, regardless of what shirt he has on.
So Sean Elliott. All right. You and Pledge ought to be pretty embarrassed today.
Shut up!
I'm just
Pledge
saying.
Hit the button.
Prime Picks on the Blitz.
You know that saying about blind squirrels? Reinagel needs to go to Vision Source and get checked.
Yeah. Look, I'm 9-1 last week on our Prime Picks, and 30-20 overall.
All right, so
pretty solid.
I'm 26-24 overall. Pledge is 25-25 overall. You had a really good week.
Way down the line.
Well, that's 5 games. 5 games for Pledge, 4 games for me. Right. 1 bad week.
Yeah.
And you're back with the rest of us.
I don't plan on having any bad weeks.
We've all seen videos of that guy that's running and out in front of everybody, and then he trips over his own 2 feet and finishes last.
Well,
that's going to be you, Joe Reinagel.
With some of the picks here, I'm giving you an opportunity.
Uh-huh.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going out on a limb on a couple of these.
Are you really?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's start. UTSA in Philadelphia to take on the Temple Owls.
UTSA is going to win this game. They're favored in this game, and I don't think they've played their best football yet, and I look for them to do that Saturday afternoon in Philly.
UTSA.
What
Although
a
ledge.
I'll
tell you, he's way out there on a ledge. Casey Keeler. Casey Keeler's got himself a quarterback, and I believe they've yet to turn the ball over this year.
Well, that is always the first time.
Yep, there you go.
Yeah, I'm going UTSA.
All right, maybe this is the game that Reinagel is going out on the ledge floor down at the.
No, we got to wait wait till we get to the NFL.
Texas, Florida, hook 'em.
Texas,
hook 'em.
Boy, I tell you, I could pick Florida though and not feel too bad about it.
In College Station, A&M, Mississippi State.
This is a scary game for the Aggies. And Andrew Monaco, who was on with us earlier, said as much. Mississippi State's a good football team, but I think the Aggies being at home, if this was on the road, I might pick differently, but I'm taking the Aggies.
I agree with you. I saw Mississippi State get out to a big lead against Arizona State. Arizona State battled all the way back, and late Mississippi State won that game. That's a hell of a football team. I'm taking the Aggies.
I know he's in the Heisman conversation, but I think he throws his name up near the top of the list. Give me Marcel Reed and the Aggies.
All right, Miami and Florida State. Maybe this is the ledge game.
Ooh.
No, not in the college area. Look,
we're all taking Miami.
It's another dangerous game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing at Florida State. Florida State was embarrassed last week by Virginia. Tough game, but I am going to take the Hurricanes. Carson Beck, baby.
Thought you were going to say Cavender twins, but oh well.
Well.
All right, so we're all taking Miami.
A Cavender twin?
Uh-huh.
Damn.
Houston.
What could I have been a quarterback? What the hell?
You were a bad wide receiver in a wishbone offense.
Jake Ferguson's a tight end.
Yeah.
He's got a Cavender twin.
I know.
Texas Tech against Houston. Down in
Travis
Houston.
Kelce's got Redwood. I mean, and Taylor Swift. So I'm just saying. Texas Tech. Houston is they're undefeated, I think, but I'm not sold on Houston. And Texas Tech is playing good football.
They're playing good football. I thought Texas Tech would get stomped by Utah a couple weeks ago, and they kicked their ass.
They did.
I'm taking Texas Tech.
That landman money.
That defense is legit this year, and that's not something you're used to saying when you talk about Texas Tech. Plus, Baron Morton's back.
Absolutely.
So this might be a first in the years that we've been doing this. We're all picking the exact same.
In college.
To this point. Mr. Ledge.
Well, the ledge is coming.
Oh, is the
walking out there right now.
All right. Jaden Daniels is going to play Washington, the Commandskins against the Chargers.
Now, the only issue I have, I'm taking Washington, and I'm taking them because, well, Daniels is back, number one. Debo Samuels is going to play, and the Chargers are banged up. The only thing that concerns me is the long trip for the Commandskins.
Yeah, but you're taking Washington.
I'm taking Washington.
I'm taking the Chargers. They're not going to lose 2 in a row.
All right.
Not just that, Jaden Daniels is going to have to wear a brace on that knee for the first time in his career. I don't know if he's going to be the same guy athletically that he is that makes plays wearing that brace.
Miami against Carolina. Game's at Carolina, right?
It is.
I almost took Carolina here, but then I saw that their team podcasters quit because the team sucks so bad and they don't want to waste their time.
They do, except at home. Now, the only thing we got, Chuba Hubbard is not going to play in this game.
Yeah.
So that's a concern. But I like the way they play at home. They're a much different team at home. Ask Atlanta. They play better. I think I'm not sold on Miami. I think they suck pretty much.
Well, they kind of do pretty much. They'll be without Tyreek Hill. But I got such a lesson on brains this week from Tua. I've got to take Miami.
Brains, yeah.
Apparently has everything to do with his diet, the fluid that the brain sits in. He's fine. He's thinking straight. I like Tua in this one.
I'm taking Miami. I think Jalen Wall is going to step in and make up for Tyreek Hill. And, no Chuba Hubbard. Rico Dowdle game?
No doubt.
Yeah, they got Rico.
That's right, Rico Dowdle.
Yeah. The only good Rico around here is the cheese coming on my Frito pie.
But Bryce Young's still their quarterback.
Yes, he is. And Tua is still the Dolphins quarterback. So there you go. That's a sucky game, all right? I mean, it is. Let's face it. And nobody going to be watching that game, okay? Except for Miami and Carolina.
You
fans.
will be. You will be.
Well, maybe.
Hoping to prove yourself right.
Maybe.
The Colts taking on the Raiders.
I'm taking the Colts in this one. I look. Geno Smith has been awful. He's been terrible. And this is in Vegas, though, I believe. And but the Colts bounce back and they win this thing. I think they're a good football team.
They are. They're rookie tight end. Warren is just incredible. Give me the Colts.
Tyler Warren's good, and that defense is playing good too. Give me the Colts.
Houston against Baltimore. Lamar will not play.
No,
it's a
won't.
Cooper Rush game. Derrick Henry, and a little more Derrick Henry.
It's going to be all of that, and then you mix in a nice throw from Cooper Rush. He's known to do that. Look, I don't trust either team. I'll be honest with you. I just don't trust the Texans at all, or the Ravens. But the fact that it's in Baltimore, I got to go with the Ravens.
The Texans have never won in Baltimore, and that streak will continue.
I don't think it does, and mainly just
of course
because
not.
No, just because if Lamar Jackson's playing, I'm taking Baltimore and not even questioning it. But Lamar Jackson isn't the only one not playing in this game. Their defense is decimated.
Have you seen your offense?
I have, and I trust my offense against a bad defense more, and I trust Cooper Rush against the Texans.
I mean, look, this is going to be it could be a field goal game.
It could be.
It really could be. And C.J. Stroud, and today is birthday, and yesterday he was talking about feeling old.
Yeah, that dude's getting out of bed, creaking and cracking and all that
Cowboys and Jets. Talk about a mash unit game.
Dude, I'm telling you, I picked Dallas, but I don't know, man. Something tells me this is going to be a game that's going to go down the wire. And the Jets could win it.
Well, if it goes down to the wire, the Cowboys will win it because that's how the Jets seem to lose.
Well, that's true, too.
I'm worried about Justin Fields running all over that Cowboys defense, but Dallas is the better team, and Dak Prescott has been playing incredible football.
He has.
Plus, if it goes down to the wire, the Cowboys have the trump card with Brandon Aubrey. Give me the Cowboys.
This is true, too. That is absolutely true. So, all right, so I went out on the ledge on a couple of games.
2.
Okay.
2. Made it sound like you were going opposite on 5 to 8 games.
Well, I mean, I could. There are some games I could change my pick right now if you'd like.
It's already on the tape.
Right, just saying.
I mean, but I mean,
because I could take the Jets.
I'm curious. Your ledge here feels more like a curb.
I could take the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, your ledge feels like a curb.
I could take the Raiders.
You should.
You go ahead, Joe.
Go for it, Joe.
Come on, the curb can rise.
Their picks are in, you said.
I'm just saying, you told me you were going out on a ledge and you're barely stepping off a curb. And I realize at your age that could be a dangerous fall.
Well,
but
are you going to allow me to do this?
It's not near as dramatic.
Are you going to allow me to do this?
Your backspace button works, right?
You know what the rules are.
I got to keep it.
You got to keep it.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, but don't tell me you're going out on the ledge.
Pledge has got his thing that he's already trying to backspace me out of Dallas. You see that?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I'm just saying.
Who better screenshot this one, Pledge? Somehow I feel Reinigle might change picks over the weekend on the Google Doc. Let's get out of here.
Get out of here.
You're getting into my break time now.
High school football coming up right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, 7 o'clock. Jason Minix has got that for you. It's Stevens against Warren. Extra innings with pleasure is coming up next, and we'll be back on Monday along with the fellas from the Morning Huddle, AJ and Rob. Jason and I will be back at 2 o'clock. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Riding I-35 with the Blitz.